All right, we're back. Hopefully the audio is better and not as glitchy this time. Let us know in the
Yeah.
comments, J Bob, Blake, Mark. Um,
Yeah, sorry about that,
oh,
guys. I don't know what's going on, but
yeah,
things
it
have been
interrupted.
working before, so I don't know what's going
Yeah,
on
they
now.
have
But
technology, man. I'm Amish. Although I did trim up my beard. I'm trying to look good for you guys. They missed our awesome Odor Batista conversation because in the chat you guys were mentioning Batista and my memory. Although he had a 4 home run game, which is one of my first memories, but like Odor just clocking him in the face at second base, just epic.
yep.
Like one of my all time favorite fights. I will mention Kyle Farnsworth. Kyle Farnsworth as a Cubs fan, tackling. I can't remember who he tackled. It was some bum. But like, don't talk. Kyle Farnsworth was a monster, dude. He's a linebacker essentially. Anything come to your mind, Chaz, for like best fights of all time?
I just remember all of my friends and I, we were in one of our friends' basements when we were watching that White Sox Indians game or Guardians game with when Tim Anderson and Jose Ramirez started going at it. That was priceless. I'm not gonna lie.
Now, my all time favorite, just for funny factor, was Pedro and Zimmer.
Oh
Just like
God.
Zimmer, what 80 years old, like old school throwback player, and Pedro throwing at people's heads and just trying to fight Pedro. Now Pedro's not a big guy; he's 5'10", 180, but he was 30 years old. And
Yeah.
Pedro, I don't feel like Pedro gets a lot of hate for that. He could have done a lot worse. All he did was grab him by his head and just throw him down.
Yeah,
Again, Zimmer, you
I
can't
was
do that shit.
yeah, I mean I was actually watching something about that the other day where it's like you shouldn't do it, but like what he did wasn't exactly terrible. Like he didn't like punch the guy. Obviously, kind of like he threw an old guy to the ground. Like sucks,
Yeah,
but
but the old guy was coming at him. So
yeah, I
Blake
mean,
says,
what do you want
do
to
you
do?
remember the reliever Sean Marshall from the Cubs and Reds? Yeah, dude, really tall lefty, soft tossing lefty, really ugly, kind of a ginger. That's how I describe him. Uh, this is another good one. How do Chicago people decide if they like the White Sox or Cubs? I'd say you're born into being a White Sox fan because no one
Yeah,
wants to be a White
I
Sox fan.
I grew
Otherwise, you're a
up and
Cubs
my
fan.
dad. Well, my grandpa's from the South Side, and my dad said you're a White Sox fan, and that's he said we like the White Sox and we hate the Cubs, so that's how it's been ever since. My dad has since denounced his fandom of the White Sox because of the how badly the organization is run, but I'm still a White Sox fan through and through, and I'm definitely not happy about this Cubs postseason run. I'm hoping Milwaukee can put them away tomorrow.
Well, those of you that don't know that aren't from Chicago, the White Sox and the Sox are pretty much at the same ownership. So that's why those franchises suck ass because they're cheap. And the White Sox refuse to spend money. And I get it, though, because if you can go to a White Sox game and there's 12,000 people in the stands. You go to a Cubs game on a Tuesday afternoon and it's 40,000, even if they're bad. Just because the White Sox stadium
Yeah.
sucks. The product sucks. Here we go. We got a football question here. Hey guys, I stream defense is good for you. We all do. I love that. That's the way to go, especially this year because look at Denver hasn't been much, and Baltimore was drafted high. So are the Bills. They all suck in terms of team
Yeah.
defenses. I'm torn between the Raiders versus Tennessee or Cleveland versus Pittsburgh. I'm gonna err on the side of the better defense, and it's Cleveland.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I think Tennessee kind of caught their spark at the end of last game. I don't know what Arizona was doing, but I think they're gonna take that into this upcoming week. And yeah, I would much rather have the better defense overall. Even though Tennessee's been trash as of like the first 5 weeks overall, I think that last drive last week got something going between Cam Ward and is really gonna boost his confidence going forward. I expect them to do well this game. I would much rather go Cleveland.
The only hope for the Raiders in terms of like having a big team defense game is Max Crosby just going bananas. But he did that against the Bears, and they still only had like what 8 points as a defense.
Yeah,
So
I
he's
mean,
only one man, and if you can just stop Max Crosby, you pretty much are going to put up 20. Even Tennessee could put up 20 against that team. And
yeah,
here's the problem with starting the Raiders defense: you have Geno working against your defense because Geno throws 3 picks a game, 2 picks, fumbles, so they're going to get the ball on the wrong side of the field a bunch. I'm saying Tennessee is. J Bob here, starting early. What a guy! I love J Bob. J Bob, did you get the Discord? I sent you an email. I don't know if I saw you in there. He says Thursday night preview, glaze the birds. We're gonna get to that in 1 second, actually, J Bob. I am gonna do a preview show tomorrow before the game at 5. We'll get to that in 1 second. I'm gonna answer Marvinator's question. What's up, brothers? Is Taysom Hill a good start this week if Kamara ends up being out? If Kamara's out, I like it more. My thing
yeah.
is, it's in PPR. It's just hard because even if he has, 7 carries for 40 yards and 2 catches for 12 yards, you're looking at like 7 points. And there's some good options this week at tight end. In half PPR and standard, like he's almost a must start.
Yeah, I mean, oh yeah, in PPR it's hard because I mean, as we were talking about before the show, there's so many good tight ends that are out there that like you can probably go pick up a better one for full PPR. But yeah, if you're playing in a standard league, Taysom Hill is that guy.
Now, even in PPR though, he is more capable of a 20-point game than almost anyone. Because we see him have these 110-yard games, throws a touchdown, catches a touchdown, rushes a touchdown, whatever, and he gets all the goal line work. If Kamara's out, especially, the problem is you're still tied to a bad offense there. Blake, Jermaine Dye, White Sox legend. Jermaine Dye was World Series MVP in 2005. So, I always liked Jermaine Dye. Class act too. Link didn't work. Okay, J Bob, I'm gonna send you that after the show. I'm guessing Braden was the other one I sent. It didn't work. My bad, dude. I'll send you a fresh one. It happens sometimes. We will get Thursday night preview there real quick. We're gonna do a panic meter. We got about 8 names on here, and then we'll get to just an all mailbag typical show the rest of the way. So, what is your take on the game? We have Eagles at Giants. Eagles -7. It was -7.5. It's moving down. We have Tyron Tracy probably playing. Not that really changes too much for the line. Is an extra player though. Obviously no Malik Neighbors. Slayton's ruled out, so they're down some weapons. They do have Theo Johnson though. What's your take, Chaz?
I mean, even though I did say this last week, and I was glazing the Eagles last week about how they've been a wagon and all that, I'm still rocking with the Eagles, even -7, -7.5. I think especially after a loss, especially are they at home or are they at the Bird or are they at
it's in New York. It's in New York.
In New York, even better. I mean, it's obviously we had Saquon coming back last year to MetLife, but I would definitely go Eagles -7. I expect a routing tomorrow, especially after their big loss last week. It was a stunner. I mean, especially when you're up like 17-3 and then you blow the game. I think they're gonna come out this week with some fire. I expect it to be I would take it all the way up to -10 if you want to get better odds on it.
Yeah, I don't really touch lines. I'll sprinkle them in parlays, and I got screwed on the Chiefs. I had a 7-legger. I paired it with my wife. We did the same $10 7-legger and hit everything but Chiefs -2.5. And that's why I don't fuck with lines. And here's the issue with this one. If I were to bet it, I would definitely bet Eagles. I'm not stupid. I'm not betting the fucking Giants. That could be a 21-3 game at halftime. My worry is division game on the road, Thursday night football. That's 3 things that traditionally you take the points. Here's my play on the game. And my bet of the week, or bet of the game, that is Saquon Barkley's total yards. Now, this is shooting up right now. I sent it in the Discord. It was 103.5. which is a high number, but he also has not broken a single long run this year. Ain't no way that doesn't happen this game against the Giants. They're going to get him going. And I think in terms of parlays, I like A.J. Brown at 62.5, 63.5. So I'm going to probably put maybe over pass attempts for Jackson Dart because that'll probably be pretty low, something like that. Probably over in the game. And then if you do Barkley's yards, whether it's rushing or total, I like total personally, just insulates you. And then A.J. Brown over yards. Something like that. Or and then obviously a Jalen Hurts anytime touchdown because that usually hits. He hasn't had one in 2 weeks, I think. So that's the longest he's ever gone without a rushing touchdown, Chaz.
Yeah, I mean, you see the just push, you see it all the time. So I'm assuming that he'll have at least one this week. But yeah, I mean, even last week we saw a divisional rival visiting another San Fran and the Rams, and we saw San Fran getting upset. Obviously, I don't think we're going to see an upset at all this week, but those Thursday night games,
2 weeks ago. Remember the Bills? Remember the Bills? Dolphins covered. That was an 11.5 point spread, but still they covered. They could have won that game, bro.
Yeah, they were looking good, and then they kind of fell apart because of Tua. But
you know what I didn't do, Chaz? I didn't play your intro, your little custom intro. The Chaz, I got to play it.
Is it the Chad?
It might be the Chad.
The Chad. The Chad.
I love that.
The Chaz. Jason says 1 this week. 3 and 2, 5 players for the Bucks, and my bench is obliterated this week. Week 9 Bucks bye is going to look rough. I hate that, but you know what? I much prefer later buys because there's going to be so much shakeup around the league as we see now. You can start a guy, a backup running back that's starting now. Now, like every backup starting now. This is crazy.
Yeah, the injuries this year has been insane compared to years previous.
Lucky says, what do you guys think the Raiders need to do to become a better team? Thanks for answering. Well, this could fill up a whole hour show. So I'll do the Cliff Notes version. Pete Carroll, for one, old clown. He lost it, and I don't know how much he even had it, to be honest. I mean, look at Belichick right now. I know it's college football. He has two of his coaches in the coaching staff. His one coach, his son's the offensive line coach. Never heard of him. Has no history in the NFL. So, like, that alone. Geno Smith, terrible, terrible, terrible. Offensive line, terrible, terrible, terrible. Brock Bowers, mismanaged, playing through an injury. Should have said in week 2.
That's
Bad decision.
stupid.
And the defense sucks. There's no secondary. What do you got, Chaz?
I mean, you touched on all the points. I'm going to go more towards Geno just sucking, and that offensive line is terrible. I don't know what they're doing offensively. You have Genty. You're trying to play Brock Bowers through an injury when he's 22, 23. Just you're not fighting for anything. Geno's trash. I don't expect that team to do anything soon. I think once they move off of Geno Smith, I think that team will start to ascend.
I don't know if Geno has like seasonal allergies that are affecting his eyes, because like he can't see the field right now. Like he's just throwing it right to linebackers, and their safeties just sitting in the middle of the field ball hawking because they have no deep threat. And he is just not seeing, and they're not playing. It's not like he's doing this against the Minnesota Vikings, who have like exotic schemes. And not to mention, Geno's not a rookie. Like he is like, it's Zach Wilson shit out there. And I mean, I know Geno's always been an aggressive quarterback, but they were tight window throws and like deep shots that had a shot. These have no shot. It's literally an incompletion or interception, or in the past it was a completion or incompletion. So I don't know what's going on, man. Hopefully it gets better. They came out saying they're not going to bench him. So, I mean, that's also coach speak, and Pete Carroll, PD Sunshine, like everyone's always healthy. Everyone's always fine. We'll see. 5.0 George got offered Waddle for K9. I have Shakir, Dubs, and Ridley. You have Shakir. Oh yeah. You got to do that trade, man. I like Waddle over K9 anyway. He was just saying his receivers are kind of weak with Shakir, Dubs, and Ridley.
Well, I'd much rather have Waddle. As long as he's not trading away Waddle, I wouldn't want to do that.
Like, again, running backs are definitely worth more than wide receivers, but in this situation, like, you're getting yourself a high end, or I'd say mid range wide receiver 2, even low end wide receiver 2 for a mid range RB2. Yeah.
I mean, Waddle's the one. Sorry.
Yeah, he's the one there. He's going to get all the looks. Matt says roster's tight. Debating if I can roll with Taysom Hill this week or should I pick up Fannin in roster 2 tight ends. You could drop Bouchard. I would probably drop Bouchard.
Yeah, I think the Chiefs are going to trade for running back here soon. I mean, when Patrick Mahomes is your leading rusher, I think you got issues there.
What's up, David? Blake says, I fucking hate the people in my league. No one will trade unless I give them everyone I have, basically. At that point, don't trade with them. You know, it's just stupid because, again, I say this all the time. People don't realize that trades can help both teams. There's always a trade partner where both teams can win the trade just based on positional need and bye weeks and injuries, etc. And like also your standings, right? Like CeeDee Lamb, both teams can win. If you're 1-4 right now and you have CeeDee Lamb, you probably have to trade him. Yeah. And a team that's 5-0, like they could give up more for CeeDee Lamb and win the trade in the long haul, where you can stay alive in the playoffs. Simple math right there, dude. Let's see. Marvinator did a touchdown parlay for Giants and Eagles. Saquon, Hurts, and Scatterbo plus 550. What do you guys think? I would hope you boosted it, because I don't do parlays unless they're boosts, honestly.
Yeah.
That's what Vegas wants you to do. I do like that one, though. I feel like Scatterbo is the X factor. That's why the odds are pretty good. But he's going to get the goal line work, right?
He should. I mean, he's a literal bowling ball back there. So I mean, he would. I would hope he's getting the goal line carries over Tracy.
What's going on, Logan? My running back room right now is Hall, Judkins, Michael Carter, and Henderson. Hampton's on IR. Should I try to trade Carter and Mason Taylor for Scatterbo? Probably, dude. Here's the problem. I'm a big Scatterbo dude. He was one of my favorite players to draft this year. It happened sooner than I thought. Now it's Tyron Tracy's injury. It seemed like it was going to happen sooner than I thought anyway, with seeing that guy play on schedule. And the fact Tracy's back. He's almost a sell for me right now, just because their schedule, they have like 3 neutral matchups the rest of the year. It's just unbelievable, their schedule. So I don't know. I mean, I like trading Carter, though. That's the thing, is like I probably would still do it, because like you're looking at a borderline waiver wire tight end in Mason Taylor. I know he's startable right now, but he's still on the Jets. And then Carter, who has a 4-week shelf life, 5-week shelf life at best. So I would probably still do it because I feel like that's buying low on Scatterbo, right? Like most people would want
Yeah. I was gonna say that's like a buy low in my opinion. I would do that even if your RB room was stacked as can be. I would if you said no to that, it'd be like turn down free value in my opinion.
Yeah, and again, Logan, the concern isn't Tracy's a little bit of a concern. I'm way more concerned about the schedule. Now I know things change fast in the NFL, right? To where like 4 weeks ago it was like, oh, you're playing the Ravens, you can't start a running back against the Ravens. Game script's bad, the defense is good. Now look at the Ravens. But like, I'm not going to also account for like everything changing. And a couple games might end up easier, and maybe the Cowboys might end up being a hard matchup. We don't know. It just doesn't look great for the schedule. But you're literally trading a guy you picked up on the wire, not even waivers last week. And Mason Taylor, who was also on the wire. So, we didn't talk about this. Max says, can we talk about how Baltimore is on pace to be the first team in NFL history to get 600 points scored on them? Is that fucking right? It probably is, because even
if that's
week one,
right,
they gave up 40. They gave up what, 43 points when they were healthy week one, and they still gave up like 17 to the Browns, and then every other game has been like 35.
Yeah, they've been getting torched. I mean, and dude, it used to be like play like a Raven. Now I don't know what's happening on that defense. I mean, and they're starting to trade away guys, so it's not looking great.
It's bad. I still like them long term. If they get in the playoffs, they're dangerous if they can get healthy.
Oh, yeah.
Scott says start Waddle or DK. Oh, probably Waddle, bro. Right? Like DK's got the Browns.
Yeah, I think it's going to be tough for DK. I think to get that monster game that you're looking for. I would much rather start Waddle this week.
You want Pitts or Waller rest of the season, Chaz? Pitts or Waller?
Ooh, I'm liking Pitts. I don't know if I'm a little biased there with the Falcons, but I'd much rather have Pitts for the rest of the season. We see the offense is starting to click, especially coming off the bye week. So you're already getting rid of the bye week for the rest of the season, and with the offensive clicking, I would go Pitts.
Yeah, I'm inclined to agree. Also, I don't necessarily know how much I trust Waller staying healthy. That's a kind of a tiebreaker thing. Esteban, start two at flex: Michael Carter, Jalen Warren, Kamara, or Devontae Smith. Let's pick two for him. It's probably Kamara if he plays. So I'm starting Devontae Smith just because he's been looking good. They're going to put up some points. So Devontae Smith and either Kamara or Michael Carter, because I got to see how Jalen Warren's snap share plays out with Kenneth Gainwell.
Yeah, I would definitely go Devontae Smith, but if you want to go another person, I'd go Michael Carter if Kamara is out. But I think it's just the last two that you named there. You can decide between one of those two guys.
Full PPRs. Start sit DK versus Cleveland or Michael Carter versus Indy. Ooh, I mean, with DeMarcado, like Carter seems like a start. I just had a hard time sitting DK in full PPR.
Yeah, I was gonna say all stars are aligned to Michael Carter, but I would much rather go DK there. I can never ever trust that Cardinals offense. I don't know what they were doing, especially even last week. You're up 21-3. It seems like they just shut the offense down. I don't know why you're doing that against a trash team. And then look, it comes back to bite them. So I would much rather go DK.
David says, who can I start for trade for Chase Brown or Marvin Harrison for? Who can I trade Chase Brown or Marvin Harrison for? I would wait on both those guys, honestly. I wouldn't trade either of them. I think that their value is only going to go up. Marvin Harrison probably is going to be closer to his season-long value than Chase Brown. Like, Chase Brown's only going to get better.
Yep.
There's nowhere to go up but up with him. He can't go any lower unless he gets benched.
Yeah, Chase Brown is literally at his floor compared to where you drafted him.
Half PPR, flex 1, Breece Hall, ETN, Sutton, Marvin Harrison, Brian Thomas. I want to say it's probably ETN, bro. In half PPR or Sutton, maybe Sutton against the Jets, but he's gonna have Sauce on him.
I mean, what did Sauce do last week? I mean, even with Sauce being on George Pickens all last week, I mean, he still had that one long touchdown and he got you.
It's kind of all he had though.
I'm a Sun lover, and I think I would much rather go Sun over ETN. But if you do want to go ETN, I would not want to. I would not judge you for it at all.
Yeah. Love, Fields, or Knicks? I think it's Jordan Love against the Bengals. That just seems pretty. Coming off a bye, that just seems too easy. Fields against that defense is tough, and then the Knicks. How much is he going to throw against the Jets?
Yeah, I mean, I would. I mean, I'm starting Fields every week in my Dynasty Superflex, and that's kind of a game that I've learned just to not even watch. And I think it's going to be brutal, especially on a Sunday morning against that Broncos defense. If you're looking for something, look for a trash defense in the Bengals, and I would expect Jordan Love, especially coming off a bye week, to light that defense up.
Top 5 says kicker rankings.
Ooh.
We're gonna do kickers and defenses on Friday's show. I'll give you a name that's available in every league that I picked up. It's hard to even pronounce. It's the rookie from the Patriots. Borgalis, is that it? Borgalis?
Oh, I don't know. I don't pay
Um,
attention to any kickers. I don't play in any of those leagues anymore.
Well, I do. He just had 13 points, hit a 52-yarder to win the game against Buffalo, and he's a rookie. But I like the matchup this week. At New Orleans in a dome against New Orleans. That was a confidence builder. He looks good, and Mike Vrabel's pretty conservative, which is a thing for me. I don't like starting like the Lions kicker ever, Bates, just because there's such a good chance that they just go for 4th and 4 on the 30-yard line, and I hate losing those points.
Yep.
But we'll get into that Friday if you want to tune in. Quarterback Darnold or Mac Jones at flex, RJ Harvey or Kendrick Bourne. Well, it's seeming like Kendrick Bourne because it doesn't seem like Pearsall is going to play. I don't think Juwan Jennings is going to play. And you got no Kittle. So that's probably a smash there over Harvey. Even if one of them one of those receivers sit, I might still start Bourne over Harvey. And then I'm probably going to go Darnold over Mac Jones. Just because Mac Jones has a chance to get hurt in this game. Like he's a fucking warrior. We've established that. But it's just a risk, if it's a tiebreaker, give me the guy that's healthy.
Yep.
Jay says, should I trade Jalen Warren and Daniel Jones for Chase Brown and Bryce Young? I have Lamar and Caleb. So you're essentially getting Chase Brown for Jalen Warren. I like that. You agree, Chaz?
Yeah, I mean, you have 2 stable quarterbacks, and Lamar's going to be coming back any week. Daniel Jones is kind of like that extra guy there. I would much rather go get value for him, and that's exactly what you're doing in this trade.
Jason, the Baltimore is still favored to win the division because their schedule after their week 7 bye is like the easiest thing I've ever seen. That's why I'm telling everyone to wait for them to lose this game. They're 19-1 to win the Super Bowl right now. If they go 1-5, and then let's say the Steelers split the next 2 weeks, the Steelers would be what? They'd be 5-2, or they'd be 4-2. I think Baltimore would be like 26-1. You smash that for a Super Bowl. Because either they're going to miss the playoffs or they're going to be healthy and dangerous in the playoffs, and that's that's value right there. Because if they make the playoffs, what is their odds? 8-1, 10-1 to win the Super Bowl once they get in.
Pretty good. Yep.
Now there is a chance that Lamar gets hurt, and the defense doesn't come back healthy, and they just miss the playoffs. But like that's a bet I'm willing to make over like another fringe team like the Chargers or Denver at 10-1 or something. Like I think Broncos. I think Baltimore has the same chance as them to win, and a better chance if they get in. So give me I got to throw $50 on that to win. Well over $1,000. That's where money's being made. Trone says 4-1 wanted to upgrade at wide receiver. Just traded DK and White for Nico Collins.
I like it.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, because Rashad White's a 1 or 2 week rental, and then he's pretty much a playable handcuff going forward. So. Now, the only way you lose that trade is if tomorrow Bucky Irving goes on IR, and then you're getting 4 or 5 weeks from Rashad White, maybe 6. Now you probably lost that trade, but as of now, we don't see Bucky going on IR, and at most it's probably a 3-week injury, Chaz.
Yeah, I mean, he's also 4-1, so he has a good team anyway with CMC, Barkley, those are guys I would love to have every single week. So. Even if you're going to have Rashad White for the next coming weeks, that you're still 4-1 and you can take a hit for a value increase.
Yeah. Which would you start out of these 3, Chaz? ETN, Henry, or Judkins this week?
I'm probably going to go ETN. Oh, are we talking Derrick Henry?
Yeah, Derrick Henry.
Would you want Judkins? Is that why you were shaking your head over
Judkins.
there?
I mean, I'm not even a Judkins guy, but he's literally getting 20 touches a game, and he looks like a monster. Like you can't. You want, and it's going to be against Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's defense is not as good as you think. So give me Judkins, baby. Another one: Mason Taylor, Theo Johnson, or Fannin Jr. this week. That's such a toss up.
Yeah, I mean, you can go Theo if you want to watch something Thursday night, I guess. But then again, I don't like doing that on Thursday nights because then I usually get burned anyway. So I would probably go Mason Taylor if I had to take a stab at it, but it's a
I think
toss-up between whoever you're
in
feeling best.
PPR, I like Mason Taylor the most. He's probably has the safest floor. Although don't expect 9 catches. That's never happening again. Theo has probably the highest upside because he's the highest touchdown guy, and Fannin Jr. is the wild card where he can get, he can bust out a 6 for 70 game. He can score a touchdown. That's probably your I don't know. I like Fannin Jr., especially with the wide receivers being out. And they're using him in such great ways now out of the backfield, split out wide. Like Fannon's a dude. Need wide receiver 2 and flex. Tet, Waddle, Sutton. You got to play London.
Yeah, definitely London in there. I'm gonna go with Tet and Sutton. I'm always a huge Sutton guy. I think Tet for sure should be in there. I mean, there was a stat that you were showing me before the show. I don't know if you want to show that now or
I will.
Something like that about Tet.
Yeah, it's this one right here. Nope, it's not this one. It's this one.
There
right
we
here.
go.
Look at that, dude. 43 targets without a touchdown. That's gonna change, right?
It's gonna change. It's gonna change very soon. We're gonna see Tet take off, and then I mean, Rob might want Waddle, but as I've said in the past, I'm a huge Sun guy, especially against the Jets. I mean, that defense gets torched every week, so I'd expect a big game from the Broncos.
Yeah. Sauce is overrated too. I mean, I definitely am not a big Sauce guy, but he is still a decent corner. He's just not an elite corner. Puka and Chase must start, right? Puka is like the must start of March starts, and Jamar Chase is a wide receiver 1, so that's pretty automatic. Old Flacco is going to be the first quarterback in history to beat the same team twice. We went over that last night. That's going to be awesome. We'll see if he does. I don't know about that.
I wish the Packers would lose this, but I don't know. It's going to be tough.
Would you rather have Kyler Murray or Sam Darnold the rest of the season?
I'd go. I want to say Kyler, but just I don't think I could bring myself to do it. I'd much rather go Darnold, if I'm going to be honest. That Cardinals offense just gives me nightmares after nightmares.
As much as I hate Kyler, I'm still going Kyler the rest of the season. Rushing upside. I just don't see the Seahawks throwing the ball that much like they have been. Their defense is banged up right now. Their defense is top 7 in the league. So I don't know, man. And I know they have a conservative play caller. So I'm not saying I don't like Darnold. I'm saying we drafted Kyler Murray as a top 10 quarterback. He is still a top 15 guy where Sam Darnold's now in that discussion. But I'm going to go off history too. I mean, Kyler Murray sucks in real life, but he's still running for 40 yards a game. Blake says, Chaz, next time I'm in Lexington, we got to link up or something, bro.
Oh, definitely.
Send me a video,
I'd love
please.
to link up with some of the fans here.
Damn straight. Daniel says full PPR. Michael Carter or Ken Walker? Ooh.
I'd go with. I'm gonna go with Kenneth Walker here. I don't know. I can never ever bring myself with that Cardinals offense. I know, like I said earlier, all stars are aligned to Michael Carter, but it'd be a tough start this week.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the tiny dancer, Kenneth Walker. He's gonna have a lot of rushing yards behind the line of scrimmage. You know what I mean? Like he runs farther for 5 yards than anyone in the history of the world.
Like DeAndre Swift.
Pretty much. Sven says, "How did I do? Accepted Derrick Henry and Judy for Cam Scatterbo and Vidal earlier today. Love that trade. Love that trade, man. I mean, as much as I hate Judy, like Vidal's just an unknown, and Hampton's not out for the year. If Hampton was out for the year, it'd be a different story. He's out for 4 or 5 weeks.
Yeah, I mean that's a smash right there.
It's a smash, definitely. I smash a lot. Michael Hart says, PPR league, Devonta Smith or Monty at flex. PPR is Devonta Smith. Yeah. You got to just play the receiver in PPR. Monty is like he either gets 20 or like 4.
Yeah, I mean,
you called Monty. You had the storyline
last week. I saw the storyline. I knew exactly what's going to happen. He had a passing touchdown and a rushing touchdown. I started him over some of my other guys, and it paid off for me. So I'm very happy with that. But no, touchdown. This week definitely Devonta Smith.
Such a Dan Campbell thing, getting him a pass. I didn't know he was I realized everyone else, I guess, knew he was a quarterback in high school. I didn't know that. All these guys were quarterbacks in high school, though.
Yeah.
Polo says Steelers. Steelers or Packers D rest of season. I think it's Packers D, although it's close.
Yeah.
Not Kendrick Bourne, Michael. Unless the other 2 receivers are out, then maybe Kendrick Bourne. Unfortunately, you're not going to know that until after Thursday night game. So I would probably just start Devonta Smith. J Bob, Fields or Danny Dimes this week? Probably Danny Dimes. As much as I love Fields, such a tough matchup.
Yeah, I mean Fields is that late garbage time merchant, and I would not trust it against the Broncos defense this week at all.
Bo Nix or Sam Darnold, Chaz?
I'm gonna say Bo Nix without trash that Jets defense has been. I mean, even though they're in London and things might be off, I'd still go Bo Nix.
Justin says, pick 2 for my team and start 1. Fannin, Mason Taylor, Tungus, Theo Johnson. It's Tungus if everyone's out again. That's the play. So pick up Tungus and then probably go Mason Taylor and Tungus. And then if Jennings and Pearsall are out, you're rolling with Tungus, who's a move tight end there. It's getting 70% of the snaps and premium looks.
Could not have said any better there, Rob.
Scat or Pollard, Chaz?
Oof. I like Pollard, but I'm gonna lean Pollard. I'm gonna lean Pollard with Tracy coming back. I know Scat's a very fiery name now, but what would you do on that one?
One more week of Pollard, I feel like, and then it's gonna be tougher with Spears playing more snaps. He played 8 snaps. He probably will play 16 snaps this time. So I think that's the answer here. J Bob with a super for me. Thank you, buddy. Top 3 quarterbacks in the NFL, not fantasy. It's Patrick Mahomes, and no order. I think Josh Allen's number 1 for me. He's the best in the league right now. And then Mahomes, and then I'm still probably gonna go Lamar.
I was gonna say Lamar. I mean, with how Lamar's been playing, when he's healthy, it's been incredible. I'd go those top 3. And I know he's a Jalen Hurts fan. I do not like Jalen Hurts.
Where do you have Jalen Hurts? Where would you put Jalen Hurts?
Probably in the lower top 10.
I go 6 or 7, I think. Just because he's gone to 2 Super Bowls, man. We can't deny. I don't care what we think about his play style. 2 Super Bowl, 1 appearance. He should have won that one, and then he destroyed the Chiefs. No one destroys the Chiefs. And his record, my Lamar thing is Lamar's regular season win percentage is 73%, bro. And Jalen Hurts is probably not far behind that. It's probably 65%. You can't, everyone likes Herbert. Herbert's a 500 quarterback. And granted, he's had some bad coaching, but okay. We're going to take a break on questions here, gentlemen. And I'm going to play the intro. We're going to get to our panic meter, and then we'll get back to the mailbag for all you fine people. J-Bob, I'll say this. If he goes back, let's just say they go to the NFC Championship game this year, Hurts does, and he plays well, I will put him in the top 5, in my top 5. I don't even know what that means, but I think if he shows it to me one more time and he not even increase his play, just maintain what he's doing. And if he goes to the Super Bowl and loses, now he's definitely top 5. If he wins a Super Bowl, he's probably right behind Lamar at number 4. Is that fair?
I can definitely get behind that. I can definitely get behind that. I mean, I know everyone likes to love on trashing him, but if he goes out there and wins another Super Bowl or even another Super Bowl appearance, you can't keep him off that top 5 list.
Yeah, that would be 3 out of 4 years. So,
yep.
Ooh, this is a good one. I guess we left this one off just because we were talking about top 3. No love for Baker MVP and Buka Rookie of the Year. I would put Baker right around Jalen Hurts, behind Jalen Hurts for sure. So maybe I got to move Jalen Hurts up a little bit thinking about it. I'm trying to think who I would put in between. There's a lot of kind of and maybes in there. Because obviously Aaron Rodgers ain't the same player anymore. He's not on that list. So, man, can't have Bo Nix in there. So I think Baker's probably 6 or 7. I think Hurts is probably 5. Who's number 4, Chaz?
Well, I mean, are we talking healthy?
Yeah.
Are we talking right now healthy? Joe Burrow, easily.
Okay, yeah, Joe Burrow. It's just hard. It's kind of getting hard to put Joe Burrow ahead of Jalen Hurts because Jalen Hurts never gets hurt. You know what I mean?
Well, I'm living in a fantasy land where there's no injuries. If we're talking injuries and all this stuff like that, which I know is something to talk about because that's how football is and people get injured, but Uh, I mean, Joe Burrow just as a quarterback straight up is so elite.
And thinking about it, man, I think I have to put. I can't put like Jaden Daniels. I can't put up there yet. He's done 1 year, and I can't put Jared Goff up there just because we know what Jared Goff is behind a bad offensive line. He's a regular quarterback. He's a system quarterback on steroids. What Jared Goff is without the system, without the weapons. What is Jared Goff? We've seen it, man. He's a statue back there. He's not a playmaker, right? So I think I got to talking this out. I think Jalen Hurts might be number 4, bro. Just I mean, or Burrow, but like it's hard for me to put Burrow ahead of him, right? It's hard. It's like Burrow's missed 3 years to injury out of his 6 years. That's half the time he's not available. If you're not available to me, then what good is your like stature and your presence and like the allure? The allure of Joe Burrow is awesome. It's like, it's like a chick that's a 10, but you get to fuck her once a year. I'd rather have an 8 that I can fuck every night. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's cool to like show it off to your friends, but like, like if you're not getting anything done, like, I can just look at pictures. Like, cool, man. I can go in fucking Pornhub. It's fucking weird. Anyways, okay. We're gonna move to panic meter here, and we're gonna start with the first name. We're gonna try to breeze through this so we can get to all of your comments here. So bear with us. If you need something answered, throw me a quick super, and I would appreciate it. And we'll get to it, and we'll get back to the panic meter. So first name, we're doing panic meter. 1 is no panic. 10 is very panicked, like full panic. As Matt Harmon says, coping corner. You're in a corner. You're just like holding yourself. Travion Henderson. Now, keep in mind, Antonio Gibson is now out for the season. So he is the number 2. Now he's not getting snaps stolen from Gibson. What's your panic, Chaz?
The only thing that was keeping this from a 10 is Gibson going down for the year. But, I mean, even with Gibson going down, he still only got 30% of the snaps, and he only had 9 touches last week. I mean, as a guy that you drafted, top 40, top 45 this year, the panic is there. I will say, though, if you are a 4-1, 5-0 team and you have extra assets, I would love to buy low on them. I would definitely love to buy low on them.
It's a buy low. It's just the worry is like if you have a losing record, when can you use him? This week, if he busts this week, then like I couldn't believe he did last week, even without the fumble from Stevenson and the injury from Gibson. Like I thought that'd be his week. So, what is your number? Sorry, Chaz. What did you say?
It was a 9, and honestly, you talking about Stevenson reminded me of that early fumble. Stevenson had the early fumble last week, and they still decided to roll Stevenson out an equal amount as much as Travion Henderson. I mean, the panic there would be high if I drafted him top 40 or 45.
And here's the point: is that it's not just this year. Like as a guy that drafted Ramondre Stevenson everywhere last year, just because they had nothing else. Stevenson has 10 fumbles since the start of last year. Not lost fumbles. Yes. He lost 6 of them though. Like that is an ungodly amount of fumbles, dude. Like that's a real problem. So how many fumbles is it going to take? I made the analogy last night of the Tootsie Pop. How many licks does it take to get to the center of the Tootsie Pop? How many fumbles does it take for Ramondre Stevenson to get benched? And like the answer should have been like 8 from last year. It's 10. So if he fumbles this game, he's benched or no? He has to, right?
I mean, you'd have to think so that if he does fumble this week, then he has to be benched. But honestly, I feel like we're already past that point where it's like we've seen him fumble this year, and then it was like, okay, if he does it again, he's going to get benched. And then he did it early in the game last week, and nothing changed. So as much as I would have loved to think that if he fumbled again this week, he would for sure get benched. I just don't know if that's going to happen.
Mike Vrabel's like a really bad parent that just keeps on like grounding their kid, and then the kid just like, can I go out the next night? And I'm gonna go get drunk. They're like, yeah, go ahead, just because they want to party. And like that's just a bad parent. And like Mike Vrabel looks like he's such a player's coach that it's a problem. At some point, you got to fucking put your foot down and at least bench him for a game. I know it's not like he's intentionally trying to fumble, but like, bro, figure it out. It's not that fucking hard. Like, figure it out. You're not Derrick Henry can fumble a couple times and have some leeway. Stevenson is not Derrick Henry. Thank you, Jason. Baker got kicked out of Cleveland, did practice reps on punt team with Carolina, went to LA, 98-yard game-winning drive. Yeah, remember that game on that was when he was headbutting people without his helmet on.
Baker's an animal. I mean, to see his story through the NFL has been incredible.
what are the Browns doing too? Like we've talked about this before. I talked about a bunch. The Deshaun Watson trade on its own merits. If there was no sexual allegations, is bad, and if he wasn't hurt, that's bad. And he had the sexual allegations and all the guaranteed money, like all those things. And what makes the trade the worst part of the trade was giving away Baker for free. Like, so it was already the worst trade in NFL history. And now you compound that with Baker Mayfield might win an MVP one of these years and win a Super Bowl, which that's what quarterbacks do when they go to the Bucs. And like, again, like they're acting like they're like the Packers or the Steelers. Like, you know, the Browns have never had a quarterback. So like, it's like, if you've never had a girl, get a girl and stick with that girl because that girl's fine. She loves you. Baker loved playing in Cleveland. Who likes playing in Cleveland? Baker did.
Nobody.
Just gross.
Except
Just gross. So I'm sick to my stomach for what they did there, but I'm also really happy for Baker because now he's in a good spot and he gets to play in nice weather, not living in Cleveland, not trying to rip on Cleveland too much, but like there's a reason no free agents go there. It's a dump of a town. There, I said it. Okay, next panic meter. We have RJ Harvey. RJ Harvey, what's your panic level, panic meter on RJ Harvey, the Chaz?
It's going to be pretty high as well. I went 7. I don't know if you think that should be higher. I mean, that'd be I mean, 7 is like the lowest I would go if you drafted Harvey. Where you did. Let's see, Harvey was going top 60, top 70, and you're seeing his highest snap share was 41%, and I don't even count that because that was in the blowout game against the Bengals. So of course the backup's going to be in there. J.K. Dobbins looks great, and he's getting a bunch of the workload, a bunch of the touches. I would be very panicked. A 7 might be on the low end compared to what you'd want to say.
Well, the reason you have 7 is because he was 2 rounds later picked than Travion. So like there's a chance he was your RB3, where like Travion was almost everyone's RB2, and the worry with RJ Harvey is like we see some light at the end of the tunnel with Henderson, especially now with Gibson being out. There's no light here with RJ Harvey because he hasn't looked particularly great. He looks okay. He hasn't like blown the doors off. Neither has Henderson, but Henderson has a couple fumbles from Ramondre. We speculate, and he's now the number 2 officially. Where like Sean Payton loves Tyler Bidet. He loves him. So Bidet's still getting 12 snaps a game. Doesn't sound like a lot. That's 12 less snaps that RJ Harvey's getting already on a lower end of a timeshare. And the upside is J.K. Dobbins' injury history. But if we're talking about we took a guy in the mid-5th round, that's a handcuff. No, because I took handcuffs in the 12th round. You know, I took Rico Dowdle in the 14th round. And like I'm already getting production. I was getting more production off Rico as a RB2 when he was an RB2 on his own team than I'm getting from RJ Harvey. That's a problem. I'm going 8. My Henderson, I'm going 8 on both these guys, I feel like. Henderson
on
and Harvey.
both, all right. I like it.
Next one. Jameson Williams, Chaz. Jameson Williams.
That one again's pretty high. I mean, you could go. I think depending on how you see it, it could be anywhere from 7 to 9. Again, that's how I'm kind of looking at it. I mean, he's a big play merchant, and he hasn't gotten it. You drafted him as someone that was going to be able to be getting consistent receptions, consistent yards. And we just haven't seen that this year. I don't think he's gotten more than 4 receptions at all this year during any game. So the panic is going to be there. If I'd have to give a number, I'd give 8. He's just not getting enough volume for redrafting him.
I'm going to go 6 just because I'm giving it one more week. So last game, 1 target. 1 target. And here's why I'm not as worried. Now, if he was getting 1 target and we started seeing Isaac Tesla getting a 40% snap share, and that was slowly rising, I'd be much more worried. But we're only getting, 12 to 15% snaps for Tesla. So, and Jameson's still playing. He's just out there running wind sprints right now. But I think he's going to have his big games. You're going to have to roll with some 3-point outings from him. But this is probably one of my bets this week. I'm so glad last week I was going to do Jameson Williams, and then I saw Sam Laporta was at 37.5. And I was like, J-Mo was at 48.5. And I was like, okay, give me the 10 less yards with Sam Laporta. And thank God Laporta had 90 yards and Jameson had 1 target. So this week, I think I'm waiting for the number to come out. I'm hoping it's at like 41.5. He's going to get that in the first quarter. I feel like 1 big play. J-Bob says, start 1, Waddle, Olave, Harvey, or Marks. We'll assume this is full PPR.
I'd hope so. I mean, I'm still going to go Waddle. I mean, everyone loves to love on the Olave targets, but they're not efficient targets. That's what I keep on telling all my friends. But Olave has this many targets. He's getting the production. He's getting the volume, but I would still much rather go Waddle over Olave there.
I'm gonna go Waddle. I'm a big Chris Olave guy, but this week now Chris Olave plays a lot of snaps in the slot, but you still have Christian Gonzalez there. That's a problem. He's gonna have to see probably half 50% snaps with Christian Gonzalez on him. That's my worry, and that's gonna lower his floor a little bit and definitely limit his upside. Olave will still get you like 5 for 50 this game, like he does every game. And his likelihood to catch a touchdown is lower than Waddle, and Waddle's going to have the deep shots and probably 9 targets. So I got to shout out this one. This is Step Brothers, my favorite movies ever. That's a Step Brothers, got to fuck one, marry one, kill one, go. Oprah Winfrey, Barbara Walters, or your wife. We did that. We actually did a Step Brothers movie deep dive, and we asked that same question. And Barbara Walters is already dead. So like that's the PC answer is you kill Barbara Walters because she's already dead, and you know it's like killing a zombie at this point. So you just do that. But who would you bang? I mean, obviously your wife is the one you marry. So you gotta fuck Oprah Winfrey then. Yeah. I've gone native before. I guess they call it that. All right. So we're moving on to Evan Ingram. Evan Ingram, who is a top 10 tight end pick. He was like the best of the rest if you didn't get, Kraft or Warren in those drafts. What is your worry level on Evan Ingram? Because he is sharing time right now. They're not looking his way. He did bail himself out with that late game-winning touchdown against the Eagles. And he's been getting 7 or 8 points a game and only playing 50% of the snaps. What is your panic meter on Evan Ingram? Would you rather have – give me the panic meter. I'm going to ask you this. The guys we're talking about with Mason Taylor and Theo Johnson and Darren Waller, would you want any of those guys, all of those guys over Evan Ingram, or do you still want Evan Ingram for rest of season?
I'd still want Evan Ingram. I think this is kind of an overreaction. I mean, this is might just be from me, but I mean, I'm not that worried about Evan Ingram. I mean, obviously, you drafted him top 100 compared to some of the other guys, like where you drafted J-Mo or Travion Henderson top 40. You drafted Evan Ingram, like top 100, top 110 if I'm looking here. Past 2 games, he's gotten 7 and 6 targets. He's running routes that are targeting him, so I wouldn't be too worried about him, if I'm going to be honest. I mean, the worry's there. I understand what you're saying, but like for where you would have drafted him, I wouldn't be as worried.
What's your number?
Did
you say a number?
The
You're
number.
Like a 4?
I was landing on 4. You could even go down to 3. In my opinion,
I'm going 7, bro. I'm going 7. It's the fact they spread the ball around there that much. You never know which week to start them. And I do like being attached to that offense opposed to the Giants or opposed to the Jets. So maybe 7's a little high. I just don't think he looks particularly great. And if he's not playing over 60% of the snaps in the next 2 weeks because he was coming off an injury, then I'm full panic because I'm not in the market of starting a tight end that runs 22 routes. Like and sometimes it's like 16 routes. I want 30 routes for my tight end. And at the very least, I want the snaps. So if they audible from a run play, he can leak out of the fucking line there and get like an 8-yard reception. He's not getting that at all. And he's a couple years removed from a 106 catch season, man. It's wild. Derrick Henry. What is your panic level on Derrick Henry right now? You got Lamar missing week 6. You have a week 7 bye. So like he's not going to be that usable. I mean, he did bail himself out with that touchdown. We all know that was the most garbage time bullshit touchdown ever. Zay Flowers should have scored in the play in general. Didn't score in the play. What is your panic level on Derrick Henry?
Can you really say anything other than a 9 or a 10, in my opinion? I mean, I would just love to hear kind of what. Like,
yeah, I have a 5.
You have a 5?
Yeah, because I know what I'm getting myself into.
Okay.
I'm still going to start him because he's going to probably score a touchdown this week and get you 14 points. And then week 7 bye, whatever. And then he's clean the rest of the year. He's clean. He's going to be an RB1 the rest of the year. I'm telling you, this Ravens team's going to be out for blood. Their schedule's cakey, bro.
Okay, you make that sound great, but if you're a Derrick Henry holder, you drafted him with your first round pick. You're probably 1-4, 0-5, right? You think so?
Not me.
Or you wouldn't think so?
I have Henry in 3 leagues, and I'm 3-2, 2-3, and 3-2.
What I'll say there is you're an amazing fantasy player, so of course your teams are going to be better than just the normal. Okay, Rob. Okay, your teams will be better than the average user. I mean, if when you're thinking about it, these people aren't drafting as great as you are, and I know I'm giving you your credit and glazing kind of right now, but people that drafted Derrick Henry that high and are not as good as you, their teams are not going to be looking great, and you can't start them these next 2 weeks. I think Derrick Henry's just a complete sell, especially because you need to win those next 2 weeks. If you're 1-4 or 0-5, you have to sell Derrick Henry and just to bite the bullet because he's not going to get you anything these next 2 weeks, and you have to win at least
And the
those
one
next 2 weeks.
advantage of you can trade him just based on name value and to someone
Yes.
smart, they will pay 80% on the dollar. You're not getting full price, but you're not getting like what is fair right now is like 50%. But like that's what I would do if I was trading for him. I would give up to 75% of what you drafted, but you're not going to get, even money there. Everyone that's in the chat, give us 5 more minutes. We have 3 more names and we'll get to all your comments here after that. Also, we are I'm still running my promo here is 10 super chats. I do $1 or more, but I'll give J-Bow gave me a bunch of dollars since he's the man. I'll count those. One more and I chug a beer, and then it keeps on rolling over. Last night we had 50 something, and someone gave me a $20 donation, so I chugged what was it, 7 beers on the stream, 6 beers. Here it is. Okay, I'm gonna read the name and I'll do it while you talk, Chaz. So thank you, J-Bob. So CMC. Now this one seems weird because he's the number 1 running back in fantasy right now, but I'll tell you what my panic meter is about. He is averaging 28.5 opportunities a game if you count targets, and he's averaging 26 touches a game. Coming off that injury, last year injury, chronic injuries, 26 touches a game is unbelievable. It's unsustainable for a guy that is pretty old and pretty injury prone and frail. What is in terms of like him holding up for the whole year, right? And like playing even 15 games if this pace continues, which it's not going to stop with all the injuries they have. Kittle's still out. What is your panic meter while I chug this beer?
All right, so I actually just bought CMC before the season in Dynasty. I spent a first-round pick on him. I mean, I want to be panicked, but if I'm going to be honest, it's like a 5 out of 10. I'm just hoping and praying. That's pretty much what I'm doing with CMC. I'm hoping and praying he can stay healthy for the rest of the year. I love the production that he's got me because my teammates were all, or my league mates were all talking shit. They're like, Chaz, you don't know what you're doing. Especially when he popped up before week 1 on that injury report. Chucky's already injured. What the hell are you doing? You're so stupid, blah, 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 just doing all that. And he hasn't showed up on the injury report or anything like that. Well, he has, but like just for rest and stuff like that. I understand the intense touches. 30 touches a game is not good for health, but at this point, you just got to hope and pray he doesn't get injured. That's why it's like a 50-50, 5 out of 10. You're just hoping and praying.
Where is your line though? Because if this keeps on going, like I'm a McCaffrey owner, 2 or 3 spots. Only one of them I have trades. The other ones are public leagues that I can't trade in. So what is your line? So if you can get 2 more weeks of production like this, running back 1 production, and you could sell him for, let's say not Bijan, but let's say Jahmyr Gibbs. You do that, right?
Yeah. Yeah, if you have two straight weeks of like 30 touches a week, and I understand the appeal is there. CMC is gonna, like, especially once he starts getting the more rushing and receiving touchdowns, like he's gonna really be getting those 30 points a week, 35 points a week type games moving forward. But I mean, I would much rather trade him for a guy like Jahmyr Gibbs, or even if you could somehow just include another player and get Bijan in there. I don't know how you do that.
Yeah,
but
that's the key. All right, 2 more names here. Let's go quick on these ones. Matthew Golden. Now, I mentioned Matthew Golden because the production hasn't been there and the snap share slowly increased. But we got the crazy news that Christian Watson's practice window is open now. So Watson's coming back probably before Jaden Reed, but they both will be back by week 12. So we're looking long-term rest of season, right? Then you might have a couple weeks of usability, but can you even trust them this week coming up? Maybe against the Bengals, but Dubs is the one there. Wicks is still playing. Tucker Kraft's the number 2 there, and Josh Jacobs getting all the work he can handle. So what is your panic meter, your worry level on Matthew Golden with the things I just mentioned?
I'm very worried. I'm gonna go. I have 7 written down, and that's what I was writing down before. But honestly, I'd much rather bring that up to an 8 or a 9. In the weeks where you've had these injuries with Reed and Watson, who haven't been playing, he hasn't even emerged as the one. As you said, Romeo Dobbs is definitely the one there. We're talking about a guy. Yes, it's a first-round investment, but he hasn't emerged. And then you have 2 better wide receivers, in my opinion, coming back, especially in an offense where they already spread the ball around so much. The worry is there because at this point, I feel like he's just gonna get pushed down the depth chart. The depth chart. Oof.
Yeah, mine's like a 9, bro. At this point, like I don't even know what I'm getting. It's literally he's like a Marquez Valdez Scantling level player where it's just like you're banking on a deep touchdown or like he gets some carries, I guess. But I mean, they still have Savion Williams there who they haven't used. I think they're going to start sprinkling him in more in the gadget plays, which is going to take away from Golden. There's just a lot of stuff there, and I think they're a run first team that has an elite defense that will show itself, which is also going to hurt the pass volume there. Last name here, Xavier Worthy. Now, this one's also kind of weird because he's banged up. He left the game for a couple plays last night with that ankle. He's still got the shoulder. With Tyquan Thornton looking like a G, right? And you still have Hollywood Brown there. And Juju is not going anywhere. He's still playing half the snaps. And Rashee Rice coming back. And Travis Kelce. And they might trade for a running back. Like, there's just so many things here. And Xavier Worthy was a 4th-round pick, a late 3rd, early 4th-round pick. What is your worry level on Worthy going forward with Rashee Rice coming back and all the things I mentioned?
I think you explained it in yourself. If you have Xavier Worthy, you are like almost worried to the max, in my opinion, for every single reason that you just stated. You have Rice coming back. You have the potential trade for another running back. You have guys like Tyquan Thornton and Juju that are still getting valuable snaps and valuable targets, especially with the fact that he's been injured. I mean, the panic levels there. I wouldn't put a number. I mean, I could put a number on it. I go very high once again, like 7 through 9. I would love to hear what your number would be if you're completely panicked or if you're like just panicking.
It's like you said, it's hard to put a number on it. It's more of just a feel. And the feel is that he's going to be a middling wide receiver 3 with like some boom weeks. Like he's almost like worse than Jameson Williams, or let's just say what Jameson Williams was last year. But the point is, you didn't draft him as such. That's the problem.
Yep.
Chaz, you're full panic on everybody. Well, that's why it's panic meter. I showed these names.
That's what I was saying. Yes, I was talking to Rob before the show, and I said, "Man, all the names that you sent are like guys that I'm panicking about. Like they're guys that, like, I understand there's some things that the only guy that I wasn't really panicked about was Evan Ingram, which I feel like you were more panicked about him than I was. But I mean, there's a reason why we are asking the panic meter of some of these guys, because you are panicking about these guys.
Yeah. All right, time to get to questions here. Let me since I chugged that beer, I promise you guys this clip. Hold on, my camera went out.
Full panic here.
Give me 1 second. I got to switch to my other definition here. This will help. There I am. I'm
there you go. I was about to say you're a bit frozen there for a little bit.
Yeah, you can hear my audio still though, right? It's weird.
Yep.
We got hold on. I got to answer this question from Jason here. Jason, appreciate you, buddy. Golden hasn't done shit. So glad the Bucs picked Ibuka. Golden was picked after Ibuka though, right? Or no?
Oh, I don't know. I couldn't tell you.
Can you look that up?
I'll look that up.
Look that up for us, because the Golden pick was always a bad pick just because the Packers didn't need it for one, and he's not a difference-making player. He wasn't even number 1 on his college team. Damn, Golden was picked ahead of Ibuka. Gross, bro. He's tiny. He's not an alpha. Ibuka's like a fucking, literally like a positionless wide receiver, if that makes sense. He can play Y, X, Z.
Hold on. What did you say?
I think Golden was drafted ahead of Ibuka.
No. Ibuka was 19th. Golden was 23.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So yes, Ibuka was drafted ahead, but
okay, that makes it a little bit better. But
a first-round wide receiver with the production that Matthew Golden has had, especially when they don't normally take wide receivers there, is not good. It's not a great look.
I'm going to play this clip for you guys. I promise you last night I'd dig it up and find you. This is me shirtless in a bar, my local bars. I know the owner. That's how I could do it shirtless, chugging a beer. So this is, I think, 3 seconds for a pint.
Here you go.
You got to love it. If you know me, that's not, that, you guys are getting to know me. That's not a surprising clip. That wasn't even that late. It was like 10 o'clock at night too, on a Friday night.
Oh boy.
Yes. Pretty badass. I'm so proud. My dad's so proud of me. He actually is, because he's rude, but like I wouldn't be. Here we go. I'm gonna get back to these questions, try to catch up. We are way behind, so I'm gonna do what I can to find where we were at. We're just gonna start here. If I missed any of your questions, just post them up here. Flacco over 165 might be a lock with 2 tutties. Is that his actual line, or is that an alt line? It's got to be an alt line, right?
It feels like it. Off of just hearing that for the first time.
Yeah, it's probably gonna be like 205 or something. David says T. Higgins, Kendrick Bourne, or Romeo Dubs this weekend. Oh, I mean, even if everyone's out and it's Kendrick Bourne show again, I think I want Romeo Dubs, right?
Yeah, I mean, I just expect that Packers offense to be lighting it up this week, and I understand Teagan's getting Joe Flacco, but I wouldn't trust that over Romeo Dobbs. And then I feel like Kendrick Bourne last week was just a fluky kind of game. I mean, he might be able to do that again, but I'd much rather put my trust in Romeo Dobbs. I think he's going to get. I mean, I'm starting him in a couple of leagues, so I'm hoping for 5, 6 to 7 catches for hopefully 80 yards.
Yeah, I want to see
Maybe a
it from T.
touchdown.
Higgins first. I want to see Joe Flacco there first. So it's Dubs for sure. J Bob says, how many donations for a shirtless pints chug? And I have the glass for it right here. This is the old school logo, the Raps logo. If we get up to if we get up to 40, I'm gonna keep on doing the normal ones. If we get up to 40 today, I'll do that at the end of the show. If it's higher, I'll keep on going, but whatever. 40 super chats, I will do a shirtless pint chug, and Chaz will probably log out because you don't want to see that shit. Rest of the year, Swift or Flowers? This is still Flowers, right, Chaz?
Yeah, I mean, especially with Lamar coming back. I mean, and honestly, we don't know if the Bears might trade for Breece Hall. I know that's just speculation and rumors and stuff like that. But like, even if Swift is just the RB one there for the rest of the year, I'm going Zay Flowers easily.
J Bob loves Kenneth Walker III. And I don't hate him. I just love the nickname partially because he is he's not even a tiny dancer. He's just a dancer. I love his ability. The guy's a game breaker, but he's just not in the right offense for him.
Yeah. Especially with Charbonnet.
Charbonnet's just like a coach's pet, man. Yeah. Sutton and Lamar for Ibuka and Miller, PPR. Is that Kendre Miller?
I'd have to.
It's got to be Kendre Miller. I'd rather have Sutton and Lamar. Give me Sutton and Lamar, bro.
Yeah, because Lamar's a fantasy QB1 when he actually plays, and I love Sutton, as I've said before. I know Ibuka's great, but he's just one player compared to the two.
Juan Pena, sorry we're so delayed in these comments, brother. Who from a wide receiver won on that question? It's a 3 wide receiver league, so I'm assuming Devontae Adams, Quentin Johnson, and Debo. Let me scroll up. I must have missed that one, bro. So he's got. Yeah, I think that's the answer. I'm not this guy's more of a Quentin Johnson dude than me, but this week, especially with no running game, I think you got to roll him out one more time. And Debo, McLaurin's probably not playing, so. Tim fortunately lost Hampton to injury. Vidal or Harvey as a replacement, running on fumes. Man, I don't know. Probably Harvey.
I think if we're gonna be honest, it's a brutal start either way because I feel like the Chargers are gonna lean towards Haskins, and I mean Harvey's just stuck as a handcuff. I mean, no matter what of those two guys, it's gonna be brutal rolling them out. I'd much rather go Vidal though, just in case there's that chance where Haskins either just somehow doesn't perform as well, so then they start using Vidal more. But still, I don't see a world with that happening.
I gotta play this clip every time I hear 2 names that I just hate. Again, it's not your fault. You've had a bunch of injuries, but I gotta play this super bad clip.
I was between that and Muhammad.
Why the fuck would it be between that or Muhammad? Why don't you just pick a common name like a normal person?
Muhammad is the most commonly used name on earth. Read a fucking book for one.
Fucking love that. Wally says, how do we feel about this trade? Garrett Wilson plus Walker and receive London or Nico plus Devontae. London or Nico and Javonte Williams. So let's just say it's London and Javonte Williams or Garrett Wilson and Walker. I'd love it.
Yeah. Yep. Smash that all day. I mean, Javonte has been. I don't know where the Javonte slander. I feel like people aren't valuing him as high as they should be, and I feel like it creates situations like this where you can definitely get him for him and London for Wilson and Walker. I'd do that in a heartbeat.
You know what it is people are still banking on the fact that he was an 8th or 9th or 10th round pick in fantasy, and he doesn't look particularly great. But Miles Sanders is hurt, didn't look great anyway. Jaden Blue is not an NFL player at this point, and it's kind of the same thing I have with Quentin Johnson. The difference is wide receivers will fade. Javonte Williams' role is so elite right now in terms of getting all the goal line carries on a plus offense with a good O-line. You're getting all the passing work, and you're getting 70% of the snaps. Like, so it's he's in a top 5 situation for running backs right now. And yes, he's not a top 5 talent. He's probably not even a top 15 talent, but it's in the middle. He's an RB1 until further notice.
Yeah.
Jaden Daniels or Dak from Joe. What do you got?
That's a toss-up to me. I mean, it depends on your league, I guess. 4-point passing touchdown, 6-point passing touchdown. That's where I'm coming down to. 6-point passing touchdown, Dak. 4-point, give me Jaden Daniels.
I think I'm going Jaden Daniels either way. You drafted him for a reason. I'm sticking with my stud. You haven't got much out of him this year. Like, you're going to feel like an idiot when Jaden Daniels comes out and has 3 passing touchdowns and 70 yards rushing. You know what I'm saying? Like, his upside is so much higher than Dak. Still has a good floor because he's a little diminished right now with his knee injury. I think they rested him the proper amount. He's healthy. They were kind of touch and go last week with him. I think he comes out this game and balls out. AJ Brown or Adunze from David. It seems easy, Adunze, right?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's what I was gonna say. AJ Brown is just a window dressing type name for me right now this year. He's been burning me lately. I'm not gonna lie, and Dunze's been that guy and he's Caleb's number 1 in an offense that should continue to keep on getting better. I'd love Dunze there.
I'm going AJ Brown. Sorry, man. I'm going AJ Brown. It's AJ fucking Brown. I don't care. It's not that crazy. It's AJ Brown. It's been 5 weeks. I'm gonna go on 5 years of production over 4 games from Adunze. Sorry, bro. DJ Moore can have a big game. I'm going AJ Brown pretty easily there. CK, pick 2 in standard scoring. Wilson, Marvin Harrison, London, or Myers. It's London for sure.
Yep.
And man, Wilson has Patrick Surtain this week. It's standard. That's why I'm less likely to go Wilson. Give me Marvin Harrison in London, although Myers is juicy with no Brock Bowers. Right?
Yeah.
But it's standard, so I don't like Myers in standard.
Yeah. I mean, Myers, without Bowers is going to get at least like 7 receptions, but like you don't know what he's going to get after that. I'd much rather go Marvin there, especially. I mean, it's a toss-up between Wilson or Marvin, but I like Marvin.
J-Bob, I didn't disrespect AJ Brown. I just told you to start him. I'm starting AJ Brown everywhere. I'm betting on his props. Like, fucking AJ Brown's still the dude. He just needs to. They need to throw the ball. You know what they need to do? They need to run some slant routes for AJ Brown because they have not been running him on the slant this year. That's it. He's the best in the league at that route, right? It's him and DK Metcalf, and Devontae Adams, best 3 slant route runners in the league that could take it to the house, use their big bodies, and dominate. So they got to start doing that, and they will start doing that, right?
They should, but we seen it, and especially with how the run game has been. I mean, Saquon hasn't really been breaking off those big kind of runs. I see them as this game trying to get that run game going, with Saquon to get that big game out of him again. I mean, AJ Brown as a wide receiver, as I always say, he's amazing. Like, AJ Brown overall wise is amazing, but like fantasy this year, he's been kind of iffy. But I mean, I guess we'll see.
What are your thoughts on JJ McCarthy? So he's probably coming back. They're probably going to bring him back earlier than they thought because Wentz has a shoulder injury and Wentz just looks terrible. You got Addison back there now, so the offense is looking a little better. What are your thoughts for this year and long term? Are you still a believer in JJ McCarthy?
I'm a believer. I mean, especially after seeing what he did to the Bears on that Monday night. I mean, I understand he came out that week after and was kind of trash, but like he's a rookie quarterback that's still learning, especially in a Kevin O'Connell-led offense. I wouldn't be too worried, especially if you're in a dynasty and you're looking towards years ahead. I wouldn't be worried at all.
I'm a little concerned just because of what I've seen on the field, and I didn't see much of Michigan, and all I heard is he's a winner. And unfortunately, being a winner, you know who else was supposed to be a winner? Was who the fuck was the guy the Cardinals drafted before Kyler? Josh Rosen.
Yeah, Josh Rosen. Yeah.
How did that work out? Josh Rosen actually was the same type of player, accurate passer, right? Like coach's son. Like, fuck that shit. Smitty says 2-quarterback league just traded Rattler and Woody Marks for Breece Hall. He got Breece Hall. That's huge. Let's give him a round of applause.
Yeah, that's what I was doing. They're giving him a little bit of a round of applause.
Especially did you hear the report that just came out that they said the coach has said about Woody Marks that they still view him? It's really damning. Why are they saying that about him? They said they still view him as a third down back because he was injured in college. Are they doing smoke screens and he's going to get a bunch of touches this week? Like what is that? Why?
Yeah, I don't know. I just remember I open up my timeline and I see like rest in peace Woody Marks, and I'm like, what's being said? And then it's the team trashing him. I'm like, what are we doing here? But
Yeah.
great trade, great trade.
Blake says Eddie Pinheiro or Matt Prater. It can't be Pinheiro because he can't kick over 45 yards, and the Niners have kicking problems. It's Prater. Now that's a 1 week rental because I believe Bass will be back here in a week or two, right?
Yeah. Sorry, I just want to say something to Wally. Hopefully he's still watching. I know he said something about that trade that we were talking about. He said it was London over. Would you rather have London or I don't know. It was for London over Nico. Do that trade now. He was asking if he should do this in a week or in a week or two later or right now. And I'd say do that trade right now for London.
Yeah, because they might pull it. They might pull it. You do it.
Yeah. Yep.
You do it. Let's see. Nick Chubb, you don't have the juice. Marks will have his moment. Yeah, Marks will have his moment. I still believe in him long term, but it was like everyone was anointing him as a must start after the game against the Ravens. And now with what we see, it wasn't for me, it was the usage that was more encouraging than how he looked good too. But it was also against the Ravens, and we saw last week the Ravens are a minor league defense right now. They have no fight.
Yeah.
No fight. They will later, though. They will. Let's see. 2 wide receivers, 1 flex PPR. Devontae Adams, Keenan, Brian Thomas, JCM. Adams for sure, Brian Thomas for
Devontae.
sure, and then it might be Keenan on the bench. I don't know. It's such a good floor play there with Keenan, but JCM is that dude now, man.
Yeah, I mean we saw it last week. I mean,
so let's put JCM in for sure. It's are you benching Devontae Adams? I don't think so. Not against the Ravens. And are you benching Brian Thomas? Like no. I still stick with Brian Thomas. So it's you should try to trade Keenan Allen, bro. That's the move. Trade him high.
I wouldn't mind that.
Pick 3 PPR: Waddle, Jennings, Higgins, and Shaheed. Pick 3. Waddle for sure.
Waddle,
it's not Jennings. It's everyone but Jennings because even if he plays, he's risking to get hurt, man.
Yep.
I don't think Henry fumbled against Texans. He didn't get enough touches to fumble.
Yeah, he didn't get enough touches to fumble, but I mean, he's still good. It's just the offense doesn't look great at all.
I traded London, Kenneth Walker, Rashad White for Amon Ross. Thoughts? That's a lot, bro.
Yeah.
In a 10-teamer, I love it. In a 12-teamer, I don't like it very much, just because that's a lot. You got the best player in the deal. I just like Drake London a hell of a lot, and Rashad White's going to be definitely a must start for the next week or two. And Kenneth Walker is a RB2, so you're giving away 2 starters plus a spot start, and Drake London's not a slouch.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Definitely being on how many guys you start. If it's a start 10 or take the Allen route, but it's
Christian, one of these 4 receivers: Lad McConkey, Quentin Johnson, George Pickens, and Marvin Harrison Jr. What 2 receivers should I start? Pickens for sure, and then either Harrison or McConkey. Again, my hate of Quentin Johnston.
I know. I wouldn't even do QJ there. I would do Marvin. I mean, it's
Marvin and Pickens.
But then again, the only thing though is that Lad had finally a game where he had over 10 plus fantasy points, but it came at a touchdown, and if he didn't, it would have been another 6 point dud. I'd go Marvin Harrison. I mean, it's tough though. It's a tough decision.
Yeah, I think Pickens is the answer, and then you kind of go with whatever you need, right?
Yeah, I would start Pickens and Johnson. They've been the most. Hey, I'm always starting Johnson now in my other leagues. So,
how many J Bob, who's just funding this whole operation? I love you, man. How many donations for you to like QJ, dude? I love Q. Like the thing is, Chaz, we were the only ones in the world last offseason that loved Quentin Johnson. We had so many conversations on the podcast last year, me and Story. I mentioned Quentin Johnson. He was one of my pillar players. I mentioned him on every show. Of the 25 shows we did, I taught, and Story's just like, shut the fuck up. And because I hated Quentin Johnson coming out of college. I knew he was going to be not a bust. I knew he was going to be a slow developing NFL player because he wasn't ready for the league. And he has improved his game. He's high pointing the ball better. He looks more athletic. He's not making false starts or lining up in the wrong spots. Like he's got all that figured out. My worry right now is that offensive line. They're on their 4th and 5th tackle. Now it will get better when Joe Alt comes back in 3 weeks. But for the near future, I like Lad McConkey. I still like Lad McConkey rest of the year ahead of him. I still think QJ's a starter. I think he's still a top 30 receiver. It's just he's not a top 5 receiver in fantasy.
It's just very tough for me to put Lad in front of QJ right now, but I can see people that want to do that.
I'm gonna do it. Ooh, this is a nice little Blake with these narratives. I love it, dude. I don't think about these things all the time. Marvin playing the Colts, dad's team. Definitely gonna try to show out this week, I would imagine. Yeah, that's a good call, man. Now, I don't know if the Cardinals are capable of doing stuff like that's a Dan Campbell move. Like he'll make it happen. Can the Cardinals actually make anything happen?
Week, but Drew Petzing, we have no clue what that guy's going to do. If I'm going to be honest, but I mean, I do love the storyline. If you do want to follow that and start Marvin, I wouldn't fade you for it.
This is a tough one, Matt. Start Fields or Kyler Murray? I think I'm starting Fields over Murray.
Yeah. You start Fields, and I understand that you'd want to start and watch that game Sunday morning, but Justin Fields is the quarterback where you don't even want to watch the play. You just want to sleep through the game, not watch it, and then at the end of the game, he somehow has 25, 30 points next to his name. I mean, the games that he started and finished, he's gotten 30, 27, 26 points. I know it's going to be a tough defense, but you start him and you don't watch him. That'd be my advice.
I love that quote. That's what Matt Harmon says. I love that. Wuno says, cooked up a 5-team trade in my league. My chunk is Garrett Wilson for Golden and Metcalf. We like? Yeah, because I love Metcalf. I don't think Golden's going to be anything. Not a trustable like a fantasy start. So Garrett Wilson is getting so many targets, and it's, he's actually missed Fields. He's had that stupid offensive pass interference in the game on Monday night. So he should have had 2 touchdowns in that game. Like, he's had a couple plays called back or barely missed from Justin Fields. Now, that's going to keep on happening with Justin Fields playing quarterback. But, I mean, there's no other receiver even getting over 2 targets a game. It's literally Breece Hall, Mason Taylor, and Garrett Wilson. So, and he looks great. Garrett Wilson looks like he's taking that step, right?
Yep.
So I love that. I love getting the best player in the trade, too. David said, should I trade Worthy? I mean, you got to feel it out, but I just don't know. It's probably not even worth it to trade him because what are you going to get?
Yeah, it'd be like selling low at that point. I mean, I don't think his value can get that much lower unless he gets injured or just does extremely poorly.
Trade him to a Chiefs fan. That's the key, right?
Yep. All about
if Taylor Swift loves him. So maybe if Taylor Swift plays in your league, do that and maybe get some sexual favors out of her. That'd be sweet. Ibuka league winner. Ibuka seems like an all-timer, bro. What is he? Is he wide receiver 6 right now on the year?
I don't know exactly, but I can check. I mean, he's up there. I mean, if you drafted him, your team's doing well, unless you somehow messed up the first 5 other rounds. I mean, you drafted him in the 6th round, right? Somewhere around there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mid-6.
So he's right now in PPR wide receiver 3. I mean, that's more than a league winner. In my opinion.
We got Adam says Monty, Brown, White, and Swift. Pick 2 half-point PPR. How many beers did you pound last night? I passed out. So I had about 7 before the show, and then I had 2 or 3 casually sipping. I think I pounded 6. So, and chugging beers, I feel like a chug beer equals 2 beers just because it hits you. It's like taking a shot. So yeah, I was fried, bro. That walk I took my dog, it was rough. And then I had waivers at 2 a.m. I was just literally this morning when I woke up, I had a conversation, a 4-minute conversation with my wife before she went to work, and I thought it was Saturday, and I thought for some reason I thought it was Saturday. I was like, what? Because we're going out with her sister, my brother-in-law, and sister-in-law. I was like, what time you're gonna? She had to go into work. She wasn't supposed to work, and I'm like, be off in time to go. We go to Northwest Indiana, and you're gonna be off in time for this. And she's like, it's fucking Wednesday, bro. And she's like, what the fuck's wrong with you? I'm like, oh, not bad, Alzheimer's.
Alzheimer's.
Oh, see you later, Jason. Appreciate you, man. Thanks for the donations and just the good comments, man. You're a good dude. Panda says sit Chase Brown. Tough matchup, but in PPR, I'm still comfortable rolling him out as a flex. I feel like it's only going to get better for him, right? And Joe Flacco does check the ball down. Browning is not really a check down merchant. Joe Flacco will check the ball down.
Do we even answer the question, Rob? I don't think we answered that previous question. I was gonna say definitely White.
What was the question?
It was Monty, Brown, White, and Swift.
Oh yeah, my bad.
You're definitely gonna
Thank
go
you.
white there. Then it's half point PPR. I mean, we haven't. I feel like you gotta say Chase Brown, right? But I don't
Yeah,
know.
Monty against the Chiefs, man, is tough. White for sure, and then maybe Swift has the Commanders. That's not a great matchup. I think Monty's safe. Monty's safe, but I think I want to go Chase Brown. Give me the upside there of Chase Brown because White's a nice floor play with upside.
Yep.
Do I make that Wilson plus Walker trade right now or one more week?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
you mentioned that earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We already answered that one.
Thank you. Would be trading away Neighbors for Rasheed and first. And a first be a decent deal in Dynasty. I'm a Chiefs fan, so I'm thinking I'm going to accept. Trading away Neighbors for Rasheed and a first. In Dynasty, yeah, why not? Because if you're in win now mode, like Neighbors does nothing for you this year, and you're getting a first. And
yeah,
those
I was
ACL
gonna
injuries,
say
Neighbors might not be the same next year.
if you're win now, yes. If you're not win now, no. That'd be mine. Especially if you're a Chiefs fan. I know. I always say take the bias out of fantasy football and don't trade for guys in your teams. But I could see you doing that if you're trying to contend again this year.
Now, here's the question, I guess. Here's my deciding factor. If it's a first next year, yes, because you're trading him a guy that's out for the year. So he's going to have a rough time the rest of the year. That might be a top 4 pick, opposed to, if it's 2027 and he gets Neighbors back, it might be a top 10 pick. That's a big difference. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that is.
So
that is
that's
true.
my answer. If it's this year, if it's a 2026, that's why you watch this show, Chad, because it's we read beyond the box score. We don't just say yes or no. Like we think it out with you. And if it's like as in this upcoming rookie draft, it's an easy smash because you have a chance to win this year. You're getting a first, and it's not like Rashee Rice is he's not old. He's not a bad asset. He's tied to Patrick Mahomes. Give me that shit all day. Josh Downs or Nico Collins. This is Nico Collins by a fucking landslide.
Yeah, landslide.
Is Ryan Flournoy worth a stash? I don't think so because everyone was starting Jalen Tolbert last year, and Flournoy played 12 on him, and he outscored him, and like you're getting CeeDee Lamb back. So
yeah, Yep. As soon as CeeDee comes back, he jumps right back on the bench. So I wouldn't stash it.
This one's Warren. Warren for sure. We're starting Warren. Like Warren's a top 6 play. I know his production hasn't quite been there because like these games where he gets 4 targets and he has 4 catches. Like he catches every target he gets. He's a monster after the catch. You have the potential for the tush push or him throwing a touchdown. The dude's just like almost like a poor man's version of Taysom Hill that actually plays tight end. And he's a monster. He's a monster of a man.
Perfectly said.
Thanks, man. Woody Marks. Woody Marks would be good if he had the speed of Josh Downs. That's for real. Well, yeah, Pinheiro did get 17 last week, but like I have watched Eddie Pinheiro kick for years. He is super shaky. Those field goals barely went in. I know that's like weird, but like again, that's beyond the box score. Like he's a shaky kicker, always has been. He has no leg, and he's I don't know. He misses a couple kicks. I wasn't saying he's their problem. I'm saying that their whole this year they've had kicking problems, right? The last couple years they've had kicking problems, and like sometimes that kind of shit stays with a franchise. I just don't like Pinheiro. Give me a guy that's actually going to make his kicks. I'm not trying to set anyone up for failure, Blake. Jesus, maybe I have a fucking vendetta against Pinheiro because he was the Bears kicker and he sucked. Terrible, right? But he looks better.
Yeah,
I guess maybe I'll take the L on that one. Prater also did miss he has a couple misses this year that aren't even close. The typical Matt Prater on like a 38-yarder, he misses by like 30 yards. But Matt Prater is like an all-time kicker, and he's tied to the Bills. So I want that Bills kicker for 1 week.
Yep.
CK, what's going on, CK? 10-team PPR, 2 wide receivers and 1 flex. I only have CeeDee Lamb, Debo, and Brian Thomas. Do we need to add a top 15 wide receiver or ride? I think you're fine, dude. When CeeDee comes back, you're fine.
Yep. And Debo's been great this year. Like
if you want to get ahead of it, you could trade Debo, right? If you want to get ahead of it, you could trade Debo.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely go get more value. But yeah, I mean, even if you just stick with them, that'd be completely fine.
We need sorry, I missed your super chat, J-Bob. 4 more. 4 more, but J-Bob, I don't want it just to be you, okay? It can't just be you. I'm not gonna say no, but I also like, you know what I mean? If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. It's not the end of the world. So it just can't just be you. So here we go. David says, who should I start? Worthy, Brian Thomas, Marvin Harrison, Wilson, or Godwin? Not Godwin. Now he's on the injury report with a fibula injury again. Brian Thomas, Marvin Harris. It's Wilson, Brian Thomas, and Marvin Harrison. It's out of those three. Who do we got? Who do you like, Chaz?
Give me Wilson, and then again, I think it's a toss up between BTJ and Marvin, but I feel like you could go BTJ. I mean,
I think BTJ is due for a breakout game.
Yeah. Yep.
That catch he had to win that game, essentially to get him in. That was awesome. That was a trust throw while Trevor Lawrence getting hit, and it's also more about Trevor Lawrence. That was a coming out party, man. Trevor Lawrence can be playing with a lot of confidence, which he has had in his career very often. What it be because the coaching staff has been terrible and always different, right? Urban Meyer, fucking trash Urban Meyer.
Urban Meyer, oh boy.
Doug Peterson. It's been a carousel of shit.
2 kill shots. Yep.
10-team PPR. My receivers are Josh Downs, Turpin, and Dontavian Wicks. Which one should I start? Josh Downs. If Pierce is out, it's Josh Downs for sure. I think it's Josh Downs either way. He's not playing a lot of snaps, but if he runs 25 routes, the dude's having 5 catches. He's always open.
Yep.
Game face London for Hall and Debo. I think I like the London side.
Yeah, I think no matter what, in any kind of format, I love London for the rest of the season, especially because, as I always bring up, that bye week is already passed. You're going to get all these, just straight weeks coming up ahead. How much do they go London there?
God damn you, Blake. He's going deep dive in these stats. He's my anti-Jamie right now on Joe Rogan, where he's doing stuff to discredit me. That is true. So Pinheiro apparently is 13 of 16 in his career from 50 yards. Here's my counter to that. I bet they're all 50, 51, or 52 because you can't kick farther than 52. That is a good percentage, but it's not like he's kicking 59-yarders in there. That was when he was younger. Maybe I'll take an L on that one. My bad. I just must hate any Pinheiro.
Yeah, the Bears hate on
Here's what I'll say. Nobody knows about kickers. We never know. I stream kickers, and I've been getting them wrong. I've been terrible with kickers this year. Usually I'm a kicker whisperer, dude, and more so than team defenses, and it's just been bad this year for me. I started Ryland last week. He got me 3 points, and they every time they got in the red zone, they turn it over. It's stupid. It was a good. The mindset was right. It was right. So Logan says, who do I roll with this week? Packers defense or Browns? I think we said it's Browns this week, or is it? No, man, I think it's just Packers, right? Packers.
Yeah, I would roll. With Packers. I mean, Flacco's first week. No. What am I? Yeah. Flacco's first week, or even Browning starting. Either way, I'd much rather go Packers there.
Max, I think we talked earlier about this. I think we trade him before the deadline. If he's maintaining this workload of 26 touches a game, deadline is usually week 9 in fantasy, week 10.
Yeah, I think in my league it's week 10. I'd have to recheck it though.
But don't sell him just to sell him. You got to make sure you're getting Jahmyr Gibbs or Bijan Robinson. You're doing CMC and a wide receiver 3 or something, or if you have 2 tight ends or some shit like that, or you have 2 quarterbacks, something else to get a Bijan or Gibbs straight up, or Josh Jacobs. I probably wouldn't do it for Josh Jacobs, but you know what I'm saying. Just it's a safe move, and you got awesome production from CMC. If he stays healthy all year, then you just tip your cap to the guy who I've been saying this all year. He has a voodoo doll, and he is just taking all the health away from all the Niners players and taking it in his own legs.
Yep. Yeah, it's been kind of crazy what's been going on there this year.
Should I start Quentin Johnson or in the flex?
Sun easily. I'm a QJ and a Sun guy, but give me Sun in that easily. Trash Jets defense and QJ's, especially with that O line. It's going to be hard for Herbert to be able to sit back there and get that big play to QJ, which he more so needs every week in order to get the same production as Sun. So.
It's Bourne or Flournoy. It's Bourne, right? Even if both guys are back, it might be Bourne. Just because I don't believe in this Flournoy guy.
Yeah.
Call me crazy. I mean, I'd never heard of him before last week, and I think I know almost every player in the NFL. I'm sure Story knows what college he went to and his measurables, how big his dick is. I don't know anything about him, and I think he's 6.5 inches. So Marion says a sneaky running back play for me is Rico Dowdle. A lot of guys don't know about him. He is really good. Well, it's not sneaky anymore. And as a man that has like 10 Rico Dowdle shares and all the best ball shares, I just Chuba, take your time returning. Take 3 more weeks off. Go on IR. You're fine. We love you, Chuba. I think he's a 50-50 though the rest of the season with Chuba, right? He was almost trending that way when they were healthy.
Yeah. I mean, he looked great. I mean, people were even speculating, they're like, did Rico just take the starting job, but they paid Chuba, so he's going to at least get a 50% share, I feel.
This guy Marion loves Josh Downs. He is not faster than Xavier Worthy. Josh Downs is much more of an agility player. He's got much more lateral quickness than top end speed. He's a 4.45 guy. Xavier Worthy's a 4.3 dude. Like for real, not like a fake like Matthew Goldentine that was more fake. Xavier Worthy's legit like a top 3 fastest player in the NFL. Would you agree? Yeah. Josh Downs is fast. He's a small twitch guy though. He's like a quick twitch, small little jitterbug slot guy. He's not a burner. And he's kind of, if anything, he's slow for his size. I love Josh Downs. Like, I've loved him ever since Matt Harmon. I saw the first reception on Josh Downs, and he's just like everything's green. He can run every route. They just don't use him properly, I guess. And I guess it's because Michael Pittman's the same kind of player, just a bigger body, and he's just more reliable. Yeah. But they're a nice combo there. Trade Drake May, Rico Dowdle, Lad McConkey for Brian Thomas and Jalen Hurts. So Rico and Lad for Brian Thomas, and then so you're Hurts a big upgrade from Drake May. Yep. And then Rico and Lad for BTJ. I would rather have BTJ than Lad, but you're giving away a free Dowdle. But Dowdle has a kind of a shelf life on him. So I would do that trade. Yep. Yeah, I would do that.
Could not agree more.
Let's see. What's going on, Unique? Hope all is well. Full PPR in the flex. Ridley or Bourne? I think it's Ridley after what we saw last week, right?
Yeah.
Especially against the Vegas Raiders, dude.
Yeah, I think that spark is there now. I think Cam's going to start looking more towards his way more often. I definitely go Ridley there.
I don't know what happened because I watched a lot of preseason football this year because I'm a degenerate. I bet on this year. And that connection was real. Damn it. Sorry, hold on. There goes my camera again.
Yeah, a little frozen.
And I'm frozen. There, I'm back. I watched a lot of preseason football. I bet on it. And Ridley and Cam Ward had a great connection in the preseason. So I thought that would that's why I was really high on Ridley. Like one of the reasons I thought that would translate right over rookie. I know rookie quarterbacks are historically bad for wide receiver production, but I like Cam Ward as a passer. Now it looked terrible, but he showed me something in that fourth quarter. That's for sure. And that's my like back on my love. Kareem Hunt or Tyrone Tracy. Get well soon, Bucky and Marion. It's Kareem Hunt, man. It's Kareem Hunt. Yeah. I hate saying it because it's gross.
It's very, very gross.
Can't trust.
Very, very gross.
Maybe in a PPR Tracy, but like we don't with Scatabo like owning that backfield right now. Would it surprise you if Tyrone Tracy played 15 snaps only?
I wouldn't surprise. I would not.
What would you set it at? What would you set his snap share percentage at this week if you would have bet it? Like 30%?
Yeah, I mean, I'd go 75-25, if anything.
Right.
I mean, he's coming back from injury. Like, they're not going to rush him. I mean,
and Hunt's not going to play that much more, but Hunt plays all the goal line, and they're going to be in the goal line, right? Like that's the difference. Whoa, you think they're going to take? Marion thinks that they're going to take away Cam Scatabo, who's a cult hero in New York, who they love, who had this giant connection with their rookie quarterback Jackson Dart. They're going to take him off the field for Tyrone Tracy. No way. Absolutely not. No. 50-50 split maybe at some point down the road. Not this week. Probably not ever the rest of the year. Cam Scatabo is going to eventually get concussed. Then it will be Tyrone Tracy's job for 3 weeks, but no. David, so Brian Thomas, Garrett Wilson starting wide receiver in the flex. Should I go Chase Brown or Worthy? Or should Henderson be a sneaky upside? I'm not going to Henderson yet. I'd rather go Chase Brown over Henderson. I think if you want to shoot for the moon, it's Worthy. In that game, that's gonna be a shootout against Detroit, but Chase Brown's probably the floor play.
I definitely agree with that one.
Okay, Marion. All right, I love you, but he's saying you need to trace
Marion's
for a high ceiling like Josh Downs or Turpin does not have a high ceiling. Turpin's a gadget guy, and when CeeDee Lamb comes back, he's gonna go back to being a gadget guy only. So yeah, I don't know about that. That's fine though. What is your upside with Josh Downs? Like Josh Downs has yet to play over 55% of the snaps this year. Michael Pittman's the one there. They still love Alec Pierce. Tyler Warren's the number 2 there. And Adonai Mitchell actually looks really good besides the holding and the fumble. Like Adonai Mitchell's a dude. He's a second-round pick. So, like, there's a lot of mouths to feed there. And Josh Downs is just not that high in the pecking order. And not to mention they're a run-first team. Jonathan Taylor's the one there. So, I don't get it.
I think you're just getting
Question for the
baited
guy
here,
in
Rob.
That's fine. My name's on. Damn it. Did I freeze again? I did it again.
You are frozen.
Oops. I don't know what's going on with the internet today. I'll get a fix here in a second. But anyways, he said, question for the guy in the hat. Yeah, my name's Rob, by the way. It's on the thing. Would you rather start Josh Downs or Dontayvius Wicks? It's still Josh Downs. I actually love Josh Downs. I don't hate Josh Downs. I just don't want to suck him off, I guess is my thing. QJ, questionable with a hammy. Is that new news? What's going on, Mark? Mark's my number 1 fan.
Wait, did QJ pop up on the injury report?
I think I might have saw, but it seems like just a veteran rest day, right?
Let's see. Oh yeah, it is a hamstring. Although the exact severity, I mean, yeah, we don't know. I mean, it's just something to look at for the next couple of days. I guess that's where it's saying.
Alex, we have Saquon Barkley for Thursday. And I asked what props I like. Most of them aren't out. I do have 2 that I bet. Saquon is it was 103.5. I put it in the Discord total yards. That's up to 108 now. I love that though. 103, dude. Woof. What do you think about that, Chaz? Total yards? 85 is his rushing number. 86, I think it is his rushing number.
I'd go way over that one. Give me the
They're
over.
They're going to feed him this game.
Yep.
Everything lines up, right? He's due for a long run. The game script's going to be good. Just it's Saquon fucking Barkley, man. He has yet to have. I don't think he has a single carry over 25 yards. He has a catch over 25 yards.
Yeah. He has that
and then the other one I have, right? And then no carries. He looks regular, but I feel like he doesn't look terrible. It's still Saquon Barkley. The other one I love that's going to go up is Justin Fields over 30. It's 34.5. Justin Fields. Now Denver has been really stingy against quarterbacks rushing this year. But Justin Fields is a different breed. This is a big game for Justin Fields. And I think he knows that he needs to run. He can't be throwing the ball 35 times a game. So they're going to design some running plays, keep this game close. It's going to be a run-heavy attack. Justin Fields is hard to scheme. You saw that run that he had against the Dolphins. That was a 4th down run where he was bottled up and it was a 45-yarder. Yep. Like, that's all you need in this game from him. The only worry is injury and benching. Like, in my mind, if those things don't happen, he plays 4 quarters, it's an 80% chance to hit this bet. Would you agree with that? And this is one that I love to ladder. I love to ladder this all the way up to 100+ yards. It's like 10 to 1, 100+ yards, a lot, maybe 12 to 1. Might even be higher than that. I laddered it all the way up to the max.
Yeah, I mean, Fields he's a bad overall quarterback, but when you look at it in fantasy terms, you know he's going to get the rushing upside and like 30 yards, especially this game where they're going to have to keep it on the ground, keep the clock moving. I could easily see him going way over that. Especially trying to make plays.
This is a good one from B Growing Stuff. Would you drop Ollie Gordon for Kendre Miller? I think I would.
Yeah, I mean, Achan just looked like a freaking beast. I don't know what has been going on with Achan lately.
Here's I have a really good here. Here's the graphic I had from yesterday. Look at the snap share from Kendre Miller, dude. Every single week, Kendre Miller has increased, and every single week, Kamara's gone down. And now Kamara pops up with an ankle injury midweek. So I feel like I would think Kendre is going to play 45% this week. And just rest of season wise, you have Kamara possible shutdown. Kamara most likely gets hurt for a couple games because of his age, and then the trade rumors. So there's 3 avenues where Kendre Miller is a starter there. Now that's still not a really valuable role, just because it's still the Saints. He'll never be an RB1 like Algier would be, or Blake Corum or some of these guys, or like Rico Dowdle is now. But you're still looking at a top 20 play if he had the backfield to himself. So I would definitely do that. And I still do like Ollie Gordon. Don't get me wrong. What do we got here? More Josh Down stuff. Is Stephon Diggs helping Drake May evolve the way Josh Allen? Yeah, dude, 100%. Like Stephon Diggs is that guy, man. He's a veteran. It's also he's really, the thing is, like, Stephon Diggs is either the best locker room guy in the world the first couple of years he gets to a team and everyone loves him, or he's he's a cancer, right? And like it's a 3-year window, and this is his first year. So I think he knows he's worn out his welcome a bit in a couple places, and he's kind of been like slandered by the community. And I always loved Stephon Diggs, man. Even out of Maryland in college, loved him. 5th round pick, man. What a career from Stephon Diggs. Going back to that, one of the best catches I've ever seen, that playoff win with who was the quarterback? Case Keenum. Remember that? Like last second against the Saints.
Oh, yep.
The Saints lost so many fucking crazy playoff games. Drew Brees, like he should have 2 or 3 Super Bowls. That one was probably the worst I've ever seen.
Thinking about it, yeah.
The time was running. That was the last play. I think they were trying to get a field goal, but he caught on like the 45. So like, just tackle him or interfere with him, right? Don't let him fucking just watch in the end zone.
Yeah,
what a play though.
Yep.
Zach Ertz or Theo Johnson? Ooh.
I go. I mean, if I'm gonna be honest, recency bias would say Theo, but like, that's still just it's very iffy.
Hold on, I gotta get rid of this dude. I don't like doing it, but I had to. The Marion guy.
Yeah.
If you're gonna just make dumb comments in here, like that are clearly dumb trolling comments, like like don't drop Pacheco, like shit like that, like unless it's for Josh Downs. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. I did actually answer his questions a couple times because I just
you did.
I'm Ron Burgundy, bro. Put something in front of me. I'm literally like a dog with a treat. I'm just like, oh, treat, comment.
Yep.
And Mark just says it here. He's the answer breaks down the troll comments. Yeah, you got to pay the troll toll to get in this boys' hole. You got to pay the troll toll to get in. One of my favorite Sunny songs. My bench is Kendrick Bourne, Chubb, Godwin,
Hold up.
Pearsall, and Dubs.
You didn't answer the question. Zach Ertz or Theo? Who are you going with?
Oh, I didn't. It's Zach Ertz for me, bro. In PPR, it's Zach Ertz, and half it's Theo. Because last week, Zach Ertz, he's had 2 bad weeks in a row, but because Jaden Daniels was hurt, Zach Ertz was blocking. He was like what happens with Cade Otton when he plays all the snaps and all he does is block. He was essentially playing as a 6th offensive lineman in that game. And I expect them to kind of unleash Zach Ertz, especially with Terry McLaurin out, most likely. So that's my answer. Sorry. Thank you for keeping me in line, Chaz. My bench is Kendrick Bourne, Chubb, Godwin, Pearsall, and Dubs. Should I drop any of them from Michael Carter or Kendre Miller? Not Vidal. Wait and see what's up with the Niners receiver room. And although I can't believe Michael Carter's available. So I think just drop Kendre Bourne. If you don't need to start him, if he's a bench player, Kendre Bourne has no value on your bench. He's a 1-week stash at best, 1-week play this week, not a bench stash. So I would drop Kendre Bourne for Michael Carter right now, bro.
I definitely agree with that one.
Oh, how about that fucking Chris Jones, dude? That lack of effort in that play. I watched it this afternoon. I didn't notice it live. That's bad because you know what? He would have stopped Trevor Lawrence from cutting back inside at the end where that safety was there, and it would have been tackled on the 2-yard line. And we've seen how many quarterbacks and players we see fumble on the goal line in that situation. Not a good look from Chris Jones. I think he's frustrated. He's getting double teamed the most he's ever done in his career. He has 1 sack this year, I believe. So, but come on, you're a Chiefs player, bro. Like this is prime time, game on the line, dude. This isn't a preseason game. This isn't the first quarter. Like, gross. Amon-Ra plays. Amon-Ra, one thing I tell you about Amon-Ra, last year, remember he had that knee scope in the offseason. He was playing through a knee injury all year last year and still killed it. I don't think it's a major injury. He plays through everything. That's what I love about Amon-Ra. And like usually I don't like my players playing through injury like Brock Bowers this year, for instance, but Amon-Ra just performs no matter what. What a dog, man. Darnold or Fields? Is it Darnold?
Is it?
Oh, that's you.
I mean, I'm more so on the set Fields and just don't watch the game. That's how I always think of it. But let me see. Actually, let me see what's going on.
I'm gonna go Fields just because I think he's gonna have 90 yards rushing and give me that. Right. Pick one: Pittman, Chase Brown, or Golden. Full PPR, probably Pittman. Half PPR, Chase Brown. Probably
I would still lean Pittman even half-point PPR. But
do you think Shaheed repeats his previous week? I don't think he repeats that week, but Shaheed is a low-end wide receiver 3 with upside, man. Like he's a big play merchant. And the weird thing is earlier in the year, he was only playing about 60% of the snaps, which I don't know because they have who's their other guy? Brandon Cooks there. Like, why aren't they playing?
Yeah, I think
why aren't they playing Shaheed every snap? Like, why aren't they every snap? Like, they should do that. So he's a start. I just don't think he's a. That's a good call. God damn it! This Marion guy had so many comments in the chat. Yeah, that was sad. Gibson, man, that's rough for him because he was actually playing well, dude, and doing really well on special teams as a returner. I always like Gibson, man. What an athletic dude. Evan Ingram or Juwan Johnson? I think it's got to be. I think the Juwan Johnson thing's over with Taysom Hill back there.
Yeah.
And they have Adam Troutman back too, so they're having like a three-way committee there. It's Evan Ingram.
Yep. Well,
Penix or Flacco? I like Penix this week. Penix is great at home. They're at home against the Bills, so give me Penix. It's a risky one, but I mean,
coming
Joe
off a bye
Flacco.
week, I mean, extra preparation. Yep. I definitely give me Penix.
Sorry, Smitty, if I missed your question. Can you repost it for me, please?
Smitty, let's see if I can find him.
Yeah, Blake, good call. Imagine that's your life. That's the trolls, man. I don't get it, especially on like social media. Especially this, I guess, is funny because you get to see my reaction. Still lame. Like, dude, go get laid or something, or just do something else. Watch porn. Like, I know it's both sex things, but like, there's so many better things you can do with your time than troll me. And like, we're pretty nice fucking guys. Chaz, you're the nicest guy in the world. I'm kind of a dick, but like, I'm not a dick to this guy. I should have been more of a dick to him. Hopefully, he joins again, and I'll do something. Ken Walker or Sutton? Ken Walker or Sutton in the flex?
Sutton. All day.
There's always Sutton.
Always
it could be like it's gonna be like Puka or Sutton, and Chaz gonna be like,
okay, no.
I'll say this: full PPR Sutton. I think in half PPR you start the running back, even though he doesn't get the goal line work. Okay. He's a tiny dancer. What's going on, Hound House?
I can see that.
Ooh, this is a juicy one right here. I'm into this one. Trade Ibuka for Nico Collins. Now, Nico's on a bye this week. I think I do it, bro. I think you got top 6 production from Ibuka. You have Mike Evans coming back. Chris Godwin's there. Man, like that's just a win for you because Nico Collins is still going to be a top 12 receiver at the end of the day. And I think he's going to, I don't know, who do you think is going to have more fantasy numbers end of the year? Not for whole year because Ibuka has a big lead on him. From this point forward, Nico or Ibuka?
I would say Nico. I mean, this is a great sell high in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Like
you're getting a guy that was drafted in the first round.
Yeah, and now you're just insulating your value. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like Ibuka could still fall off, especially with Mike Evans and stuff like that. I don't know where he's at with returning and all that, but I mean, still, you're just insulating your value. That's what I said before.
Yeah, I would do it, man. It's probably not a popular opinion, but again, it's a 5-game sample size of Ibuka. I'm not trying to say Ibuka's not great. He is. But Mike Evans coming back hurt. Like Nico Collins, it's actually like arrow up because the offense actually looks – the problem with early in the season was the offense was so lifeless. And the offensive line's looking a little better. Like I feel like it's just – Christian Kirk coming back, I called it. I feel like it's going to help him out, and it did because now you have another guy, and the rookies are starting to play a little bit, and Dalton Schultz is still there. So, yeah, give me that trade all day. I love it. That's how you win fantasy leagues right there. It's like you're getting ahead of the curve.
Yep.
That is. What are your thoughts on Darnold becoming a pumpkin again?
Darnold becoming a pumpkin?
Think it could happen? Yeah, like Jets Darnold, seeing ghosts and shit. What is your question, Andrew? Sorry.
The guy's been playing insane as of recently. I don't think so. I think he's going to be, especially way better than Geno, which I saw Seahawks fan complaining about moving out from Geno, but
that was a good move for them. Sorry, I guess I missed Andrew's question. Sorry about that, bro. Which side of the trade do you like more in Dynasty League? Nico Collins, Jamison Williams, 2026 second rounder versus Rashee Rice, Drake London, J.K. Dobbins, 2026 sixth rounder. Nico Jamison versus I like Rashee Rice, Drake London, J.K. Dobbins in a sixth rounder all fucking day.
Yeah, all day. The two wide receivers plus a really good starting running back right now in the NFL. Especially for it's just Nico and it's basically just Nico. I mean, Jameson is not like even close to those two guys in my opinion. So and I know the second round pick is there, but I don't think it's gonna be that much of a help. Especially
I feel like Drake London and Nico are even, right? So now you're getting Jameson for Rashee Rice.
They're like what, both 23, 24. So
yeah, love that trade.
You would have them for a while.
I saw someone say keep it Checo. Do you guys agree? You can drop them if you need to. There's no world right now, especially with them possibly trading for a running back where Pacheco is the starting guy. If he can't be the starting guy right now, the upside is the offense gets to an elite level again when you get Rashee Rice back and his 12 carries and 12 touches is more valuable. but that's what we're looking at. That's nothing. Like there's other guys available. I'm not saying I want Kendre Miller over Pacheco yet, but if Pacheco's your fourth running back, he's sitting on your bench, I'd probably rather have Kendre Miller because there's an upside there. And I want guys on my bench, not just sitting there for like a rainy day. I want guys that I can actually start down the stretch that could win me a week. And Pacheco just doesn't seem like that. If you want 7 points, keep Pacheco, but I don't give a fuck about 7 points. Gentlemen, we need four more supers for me to chug a beer. So I'm willing to do that, and I've had a couple already. But food for thought. Should I start Calvin Ridley or Khalil Shakir? Might go Shakir here. Really?
Ooh.
Shakir's been great, bro.
I'm riding high. He has been great. But I'm riding high on the Ridley wave. It's a preference choice, but I still like Ridley. Stop.
Yeah, I don't know. Shakir's getting the slot corners in Atlanta are just terrible, and like Shakir is already so regardless who he's against. Now you're looking at like the strength of that defense is their safeties and their number one corner. So he's not going to get any of that. That's going to be a Keon Coleman problem, right? And they're going to start. Teams are going to start scheming against Dalton Kincaid, who's actually killing more than Shakir in terms of like real life. So give me Shakir with his 3 design screen passes a game. Plus he can get open deep on a scramble drill. AJ Brown for Nico Collins. We love that. I love that trade. Give me Nico all day. I still have a lot of hope for AJ Brown, but Nico Collins is still that dude. Here we go. When Kittle comes back, do I keep Kittle rest of the season or swap him with Warren depending on the matchup? You need to probably trade Warren. So start Warren this week. If he has a big week, trade him or trade Kittle when he gets back and roll with Warren. Like there's no point. Or start him at your flex. I'm not in the business starting tight ends and flexes. I don't like doing that. So
yeah, I don't like it. Unless it's tight end premium. That's the only place I would.
Right. And make sure you just find, it's not about who you get back, it's about what team you trade him for. Find a team that is literally streaming Dalton Schultz or Theo Johnson. If Theo Johnson has a big week or something and he's going to be needy, you can get yourself an RB2. And if you can get yourself an RB1 for Kittle, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, or even try to use him to tier up multiple tiers. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it might be hard to do, but if you can't do it, I'd at least try.
Cortland Sutton for Quentin Johnson. Now this one's tough for Chaz because he fucking loves both these dudes. What are you gonna do, man? What are you gonna do?
Oh man, what would I do? Cortland Sutton or Quinn? Give me Sutton. Give me Sutton. I'm a Sutton guy. I've been convincing myself of Sutton so much these especially looking at how all these different stats that he has about him, like doing extremely well.
He looks great too.
Yeah.
Hustle has to go. How good do you think Sutton and Waddle will be? Top 12. Now this guy hates Waddle, loves Sutton. So how close are they to you in the ranking? So Sutton is wide receiver 1 on the year for you rest of season. You have him over Puka Nacua.
Yep.
I think Sutton is top 18, and I think Waddle's top 24.
I love that assessment. Oh yeah, I would definitely put Sutton over Waddle, but not by much. Not by much at all.
Oh God! So now did Marion come in on a different name here?
I think
now
so.
we have Josh Downs. God damn it!
Josh Downs.
All right, man. Sorry, bro. Like if you want to come in again tomorrow and not be a dingus, you're in. But until then, sorry, bro. I don't like blocking people, but that's pretty funny. That's a nice move by him, though. The guy with the hat. Again, I have a hat, but my name is actually on there. People know my name, and you're the fucking Chaz. So Josh that guy's an idiot. I lost by 20-something points would have been the difference for me. Shit. He had Bill on his bench. He had JCM on his bench. It was tough to start him this week, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's so hard to kick yourself in the ass for start-sit decisions. I understand, but it's in the past. It's kind of how I look at it. I mean, I messed up on some start-sit decisions this year that lost me a week, so it's just something you got to live with.
We all do.
Yep.
I need to start one. Olave, Warren, Stevenson, or Flowers?
I mean, are we talking?
Let's talk PPR
is it PPR?
here. Yeah. Let's say it's PPR.
I'd say give me Olave. I mean, I know I was hating on him earlier, but I love to see where you're going with this.
It's Flowers or Olave for me. Olave is going to get a lot of Christian Gonzalez, which is not. I know he plays a lot in the slot, but Olave is going to get Christian Gonzalez. Flowers, I feel like Flowers going to have volume. I just don't know what that's going to equal with that shit show right now. With that, I'm going to go Flowers. Fuck it, give me Flowers. He's still the best player on that offense. Mouth. When I get off here, I am going to check the Discord for sure. I don't think you cooked yourself. You're smart. Timothy says I might need to go up pick up Darren Waller. I mean, that's not. I don't hate it. Pittman Junkbuster, what's up, Junk? Has sneakily become a wide receiver 1, and no one I've seen has put him there in that tier 2 like Sutton. Right now, Pittman's wide receiver 13 in the year in PPR. So I'm not going to rank him there. I think he's top 24, right? I don't know, top 24. Maybe I'm too low on him. I love Pittman, but don't trade Jamison Williams right now because you're not going to get anything. You're going to get nothing. You won't even get Shaheed for him.
Yeah, it'd be a very, very sell low. Not advised doing that.
Jackson Dart or Mac Jones. That's all I got to play right now. If it's 6 for a passing touchdown, it's Mac Jones. If it's 4, it's Jackson Dart. Just because Mac Jones' risk of injury is high as hell right now.
Yep.
Who do I start in my guillotine league? Baker, Amon-Ra, Pickens, Hall, Monty, Kraft, Diggs, Worthy, Bowers, Jesus, Hubbard. Well, Hubbard's out. Bowers is out. So Amon-Ra, Pickens, Hall, Monty. I think it's the order you have it, bro. Maybe Worthy over Monty, I guess. Oh, he has a Dunze. Shit, he has a Dunze.
I was going to say, there's like a really sneaky Odunze in there.
Well, yeah. So I think it's you're benching Monty. You need another running back, though. So I guess you have to play Monty at running back. So I guess you have to play Amon-Ra, Pickens, and a Dunze.
Yeah, I guess. Oof. Yeah, definitely.
I don't know about the Sutton playoff matchup, Justin. I'm sure Chaz does because he naked pictures of
Let's check it. I want to check it out right now then. The Sutton playoff matchups.
This is funny.
I'm just
Blake
all
says,
over. I'm just
bro gonna reappear as Josh Downs in his final form. He's like he's like an alien who just keeps on showing up in a different fucking outfit. That's funny. That actually might be Josh Downs trying to stir up his career and get more money. But it's fucking great, dude. Actually, if he does it again, I'll tip my fucking cap to him and keep him in here because that's a dedication.
He has effort. He's showing effort.
It's weird. It's wasteful. Like, why doesn't he just go online and try to pick up a chick? Like, that's effort.
I don't know.
Max says, I don't have many needs. My weakest position, I have a quarterback, Drake May, and Fields, and nobody is giving up Hurts, Allen, or Lamar. But if I were to trade Tyler Warren, what value could I get? Try to trade Tyler Warren and fucking Drake May for an elite quarterback or elite tight end. Try to get George Kittle or something. Even though I don't know if I want to do that. I think Tyler Warren's a stud. So, I would. Yeah, keep on trying.
Only trade him if he's somehow your tight end 2 behind Kill or like Trey McBride. But in that case, just try and tier up.
Right.
Should I try? I want to do 1-for-1.
Should I try to trade Ibuka and Breece Hall for Devontae and Saquon? I could get down on that because you're getting low on Saquon. You're buying low on Saquon right now, bro.
That is true. That is true. And Devontae has been sneaky. He's been sneaky this year. But it'd be so hard to trade off of Ibuka. And then I definitely think Breece's value is definitely going to go up because I think he's going to get traded. I mean, contract year at 0-5. I don't know why they wouldn't trade him at this point if they can get something.
Odunze or QJ? It's a Dunze, right?
Odunze all day on Dunze. I do love QJ, but
all grown up says Kraft or Bourne. I have Mac Jones 6-point TD league. I don't make my decisions based on stacking unless it's like a playoff matchup. Typically, I don't care about that. So it's unless both receivers are out, like Pearsall and Jennings are out, it's Kraft. Give me Kraft. Yep. He's got a touchdown this week for sure. Diggs versus Saints or Dunze versus Commanders. That is a Dunze.
Yeah.
Should I drop Pacheco for Shaheed? He has Barkley and Cook. I would probably do that.
Yeah.
Because, also, Chris Olave is another guy that could be traded at the deadline. And he's got the concussion issue. As much as I love Olave.
Yep.
Mouse says if he comes back in here as Kenyon Drake, invite him to lunch. God, Kenyon Drake. Hey, I will say this. Kenyon Drake, I believe is the recipient of that amazing 10 lateral play that beat the Patriots when Rob Gronkowski fell at the fucking goal line. Remember they had Gronk back there as safety?
Yeah.
Just takes a terrible angle.
Terrible
that was
route.
Kenyon Drake,
terrible
baby.
route.
Hey, Kenyon Drake had some pretty good relevant fantasy years. He was pretty good for the Cardinals.
Well, there was a year he got drafted early. He got drafted very, very
really early. Yeah, he was a
one
bust.
year.
Like a
and
second
then
rounder.
He just completely busted that year. But that happens.
Would you trade? I know the answer here for Chaz. Would you trade Sutton, Matthew Golden, and Jackson Dart for Jacoby Myers, Cooper Rush, and Rashee Rice? He's never trading Cortland Sutton. So
no, here.
I'm guessing it's a super flex league.
Yeah, my only thing is though, if you're starting Dart and you're giving him up, I mean, I feel like you'll only be doing this or thinking about this trade if you're not starting Dart.
Right.
So
because you definitely can't start Cooper Rush.
Yeah, you definitely start. You can't start Cooper Rush.
Yeah, I think I'd do it, man, because you're getting Jacoby Myers and Rashee Rice, opposed to Sutton and Matthew Golden. I still want Rice over Sutton. I know that's blasphemy for Chaz. And then I want Jacoby Myers over Golden. So start Laporta or Waller. It's Sam Laporta, baby.
Yep.
Stafford or Daniels. I have Puka at wide receiver. Again, I'm not caring too much
about
Stack.
Stacks.
It's Jaden Daniels, baby. I know the matchup's really great for Stafford, but the Bears is not a hard matchup either. Give me Jaden Daniels with his legs.
Yep. Especially prime time against Caleb. It's that one and two picks. He's not gonna want to not show out.
Good existential question here from Blake. Who is your all-time favorite fantasy player over the years? Question for you both. I'll give you my answer while you think, Chaz. This is just a 1 year thing that just won me $10,000. I want to say it was Todd Gurley, the year after the inefficient year. So his rookie year, he was kind of hurt. He came back. Then he had that terrible under Jeff Fisher. It was 250 touches for 1,000 yards. Remember that? And then he was like a mid-third to late third round pick that year. That first year went off, and the thing is he went off, had the number one running back year, and then the fantasy playoffs, at least the championship and the semifinal and final, he had 50 points both games. I had him in, it was 13 leagues out of 17. So I won, maybe it was 11. I won 10 championships out of 17 that year. It was just an all-timer. Wow. Just because Todd Gurley, you couldn't lose if you get 50 points because he carried you there. And usually when a guy carries you there, they give you a 20-pointer or a 15-pointer. And then he won the matchups for me both weeks. It was impossible to lose. So I think I threw in that was a lower year for me. It was I threw in 3,500 and I think I cashed $12,000. So that was my most successful. It was I went 4.5 times my money I put in, and it was all because Todd Gurley. And I would have had him in every league, but I eventually at one point I had him in all but one league. It was 10 out of 11, and I was I love the value so much, but I was scared. I was I can't. I know it wasn't a first round pick, but I was just scared off. I didn't want every share of him. I should have just taken him everywhere because I was so convicted on Todd Gurley. That was before I had the podcast, and no one was talking about him. Everyone thought he sucked, even though he was amazing in college in Georgia. But yeah, Todd Gurley's mine. What about you, Chaz?
Ooh, so when I first thought of it, I thought of my very, very first year where I was playing with all my friends. It was Super Cam MVP season. He carried me, but I did not win a championship. So I'm gonna pivot off that, and I'm gonna go the Cup MVP season, or the Triple Crown. The
first one, he was a 5th round pick.
Yeah, he was. I got him in the 5th. I think I got him in the 4th round. I got him, Derek. My team was stacked that year, and he just carried me all the way to my championship. And now my name is on a plaque on a trophy. So it was either that Super Cam that first year that I was playing with my friends, or Cooper Cup.
All right. Thank you, Max, for the $5 donation. Appreciate you, bro. Last question you guys answered was a follow-up about me having Kittle and Warren. So since I have Kittle, what running back or receiver could I get for him? For Kittle, so what you want to do, though, is you want to wait for him to come back because you're going to get less for him if he's injured right now because we still don't know. I think he's coming back week 7. I would bank on next week. And then find someone that's not scared off by the lingering hammy injury because he is more likely to re-injure himself. That's just fucking science. I'm not worried about it at all. I think George Kittle with the landscape right now, it's the tight ends like 7 through 12 are really good this year. And then obviously Kraft and Warren. But like the top 4 guys have all busted. McBride's not great. Bowers is hurt. Laporte has been a disappointment. So I think Kittle's the number 1 tight end going forward, like once he gets back healthy.
Yeah.
So who you could get for Kittle? I think you're reaching as high as Derrick Henry would be a name, a buy low. Derrick Henry be
I feel like that could get done if you spice up just how you talk about Warren and Derrick Henry. I feel like you could get that done.
At quarterback you could shoot for a Jaden Daniels if you have a middling like a Dak Prescott or something. I mean, maybe not. Dak's pretty good, but like if you're streaming quarterback, you could just get Jaden Daniels, who's a buy low. And then at wide receiver, the range I'm thinking is Cortland Sutton. I think you could go as
wide receiver though.
You could try to get a Garrett Wilson. Maybe that might be shooting too high, but like again, always start off shooting high. And again, it's about you want to find the team that doesn't have a tight end. That's the key. You're gonna get the most value. You don't want to force Kittle on anyone, right? Like it's like, if a guy already is like seeing girls, like you don't want to try to force a setup because he doesn't need it. Find the guy that's not seeing any girls, set up your best friend with this guy, and it's way more likely to work. That's the idea with trades. Find a tight end needy team and pillage his fucking roster, baby, like a pirate. Love it. Yar. That's crazy to think. Dude, is Gurley really only 31? I think it makes sense. I think he was 27. So the year he was with the Falcons, he was 27. That was his last year in the league. And it's been about 4 years, dude. That's crazy because you have Derrick Henry's older than him, man. And you have some of these other guys, James Conner, that are still playing. And, Sean McVay just rode him into the ground. Like, that's just the fact of the matter. And he already had MC. They both have these kind of degenerative issues with their knees. And Todd Gurley, man, what a player. I don't think he was actually as good as the numbers he put up. I'm not saying Todd Gurley wasn't an elite player, but he was putting up like Priest Holmes level, like all-time fantasy numbers where it was like 40, 50 receiving yards a game, 110 rushing yards a game, 3 touchdowns a game. He just got his brains beaten in, man. It sucks because Todd Gurley, he lost a lot of money. I'll say that.
Yeah.
Hence why running backs just get screwed, man.
Yeah. I mean, I just remember like so vaguely that I had him in that Falcons year when he accidentally scored. And that actually ended up winning me that week. And so everyone's like,
same, bro.
Todd Gurley sucks. He sucks. And I'm like,
we loved it.
Week, guys. Like, I'm fine with it. He scored.
You know what's crazy about that year? That was like one of the most inefficient years ever, but he did score like 9 touchdowns that year. Yep. But he was literally, every line was like 16 for 45 and a touchdown. And it was all just goal line shit. It was awful. I was high on him that year just because he was going in like the 4th round. It was Todd Gurley. He was the unquestioned starter. Yeah, 9 touchdowns. So he actually kind of got you value, but it was a gross ride. I forget this question here. Stafford or Baker? Ooh, I think Stafford this week. Maybe that's blasphemy, but Baker rest of season for sure. But
this week though, Stafford.
Who do the Bucks have?
Let me check real quick.
Bucks have. This is great radio. Bucks have 49ers. They're at home against the 49ers. Not a bad.
Yeah, I would lean Stafford. I'd lean Stafford this week. I mean,
like Stafford's gonna have 250 and 2 touchdowns, like for sure. Like
yeah.
Especially the thing is, after that loss,
after
that nasty loss against the Niners, like they're not gonna take their foot off the gas. So I could see them being up, let's say 28-10 in the third quarter, and still throwing like deep bombs at Tutu Atwell or some shit.
Yep.
We're starting DK over Shaheed though. As much as I like Shaheed, DK has a tough matchup this week, but DK Metcalf's that dude. He's getting all the targets. Even though it's not as many targets as we projected, Chaz, it's still 7 a game, and it's DK Metcalf. Any slant can go to the house. And he's getting all the red zone targets besides him and the tight ends.
Yep.
He says Chase Brown or Henry for the gentleman in the cap. See, I like that. The gentleman in the cap. I'm gonna have Chaz answer as well. I want to get two opinions like we want to do here. In full PPR, I'm probably going Chase Brown. That sounds crazy. I love Derrick Henry. If it's half PPR or standard, it's Henry. You agree with that?
I definitely agree with the Henry half PPR, but I feel like we can see both sides with Henry even. And I know Henry doesn't usually catch passes, but I really think he's going to get back to that Derrick Henry state. So I think if you can suffer the 2 weeks of misery with going up against the Rams and then the bye week, I would much rather have Henry for the rest of the season.
Here's the upside with Henry. We know their game plan is going to revolve around Henry. That's the only way to stay in the game is to run the ball and play clock control. So they're going to want to do it. And the upside is the Ravens are a proud organization. They got embarrassed the last 2 weeks, and they're going to try to make Henry a thing. The problem is there's a chance they won't. And literally, like I just said, the Rams are coming off an ugly loss, a Thursday Night Football divisional game where no one gave the Niners a shot. They overlooked the Niners. We all know they did. And they have a championship aspiration. So they're going to try to destroy the Ravens. They're not going to give them any mercy. Again, that's a narrative thing that might not be true. We're projecting this. But I think Chase Brown's been terrible, but so is Derrick Henry. So at full PPR, I'm just going to go with the guy that's probably going to have 6 catches.
I can totally see your side on that, but we'll see.
So on that Rashid Rice trade, how could I convince them? I forget what the trade was.
Let's see.
You can do that one. I'll
look for it for you.
Tell Max Kittle. Oh, Kittle for Kyron. That's a good one. There you go. Kittle for Kyron. I think Kyron's a good call. And then try to get Blake Corum. If he's on the wire, try to get him. Or if he hasn't, get a 2 for 2. 79. Juwan Johnson's days are probably numbered. With Taysom Hill back and Adam Troutman playing some snaps and the fact he's on a Saints team, he was living on massive volume. And Shaheed's playing better. Chris Olave is still getting 10 targets a game. So, yeah, Chaz has a Sutton fetish for real. He does. Is which one's Marion? Are we saying Marion is the 79th pick? What's going on, Tony?
I think he was just paying homage to what Marion was saying with the guy in the hat.
Oh, it was a gentleman. Yeah. Tony says greetings to you. Debating dropping Golden as low likely to pop. Busy Green Bay backfield could grab an extra defensive stash. I wouldn't just drop him for a defense. At that point, he's still worth a stash because what if Romeo Doubs gets hurt, right? Like, that's a thing. So I wouldn't necessarily just drop Golden just to drop him. I do not like rostering 2 defenses unless I'll only do it if it's week 14 and I'm planning for the playoff weeks. That's the only time because my roster is so set in stone and I don't, what are the chances the handcuff running back gets thrust into action in a 2-week sample size? Week 5, week 6, right? There's a whole year ahead of us.
Yep. And then going back to that Hound House, we went with the Myers, Cooper Rush, and Rashid Rice. But in the Rashid Rice side over that. Yeah. Over the Sun Mackey Golden Dart.
And he was asking how to convince him. Offer to take him out to dinner.
You do that. I mean, I would just try and just. Ugh.
Would you trade Pollard?
Sun guy,
Yeah. Would you trade Pollard and Marv for Hampton? No. Hampton. Hampton might be a 5-week injury.
Yeah, he's out at least. Yeah,
4 weeks.
I would not be doing that. Yeah, kids.
Oh,
I mean, I understand.
Frank Gore will be a Hall of Famer, right?
Yes.
He played on some winning teams too.
Yeah, longevity with career totals easily.
79th. It is Rico Dowdle by a landslide. Now, if Chuba Hubbard is back, it's close, but I think it's Dowdle for sure. Blake said, I've smoked too much weed since I was 15, so I generally can't remember my teams over the years. I used to smoke a lot of weed too. Somehow football and sports and like certain things are like what I remember. I might forget my wedding anniversary, but I will remember like where I drafted Todd Gurley that year and like stupid names like Kenyon Drake and like things like that. It's priorities, right?
I always remember the stupid things. You remember the one thing I specifically remember, I was walking in a restaurant, I looked at a TV and I saw, remember Antonio Brown had that catch, I think it was against the Chiefs, where it like bowed off of a corner and then he caught it in stride and took it for a touchdown. That was the year that I had Antonio Brown. And that was sick. I don't know if you remember that, but
my favorite highlight ever though is Antonio Brown drop kicking the punter in the face. That was like hurdles a man, kicks the guy in the face, like just amazing. Max, thank you again, Max.
For a touchdown.
It would have been a touchdown, but he wanted to kick him in the face instead.
He said, "Screw you, I'm going to kick you in the face."
Max says, last one, rate my team, 10-team PPR. May Fields are his quarterbacks. CMC, Judkins, Hampton, Benson, Charbonnet. He's got Sutton, London, Myers, Waddle, Judy, Tet, Kittle, and Warren. I love the team. You could probably drop Judy with that squad. Get rid of Judy. And I think... Yeah, I
like how we just like snuck Ted in there at the end, and Ted's like,
that's the mixed team. So you have London, Sutton, Ted, and Myers and Waddle. Yeah, it's a 10-teamer, right? So like most teams do seem good. I'm giving it a B+. You got to make a move for the tight end though, because you have a lot of value there with the tight end position right now, and you have in my mind a top 2 guy the rest of the season, and Tyler Warren's a top 5 guy. So even flexing, you don't need to flex those guys because you have other good options. Benson's going to come back. Charbonnet is a league winner if K9 gets hurt or traded. So I think, it's a B+, and it could become an A if you move. So I think what you might want to target a quarterback here in a 10-teamer. So I think Kittle for Jaden Daniels could be a thing, or Warren, or we want to trade Warren and May for Jaden Daniels, for instance, and then just roll with Kittle, right?
I guess. I mean, I like both of those quarterbacks, but I mean, if you want to tier up to one of the top Josh Allen, Lamar, Daniels. I mean, it'd be hard for those first 2, but the latter and Daniels, I feel like you can maybe get that done.
All right, Chaz, you got 20 minutes left in you?
Yeah, that'll work.
He's a badass. We are two super chats away from me chugging a beer. 2 away. All I need is just a little change.
Have you guys seen Professional Fanatics? I made $500 off his picks last week. No.
Storage. Can I borrow some money to put my stuff in storage? Come on, guys. If y'all just help me out a little bit, each one of you just put in a little change.
Just don't blow my head off. Norman says, Derrick Henry a bust for the season. No. He is right now, but he won't be.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Right now, you can look at him as a bust, but I wouldn't. Rest of the season, I wouldn't.
J Money, you think Shakir is due for a breakout game? Played him every week, and he's a solid, but hasn't got a 20 yet. That's the thing about Shakir is he doesn't score 20 points, but he gets you 8 to 14 and occasionally 16. But I don't mind that because he's your flex, right?
Yeah, I mean, from your flex, he's getting you a stable 10 to 15. Obviously, he's not going to have that insane breakout game, but he's getting you a great core 4, especially for your flex. Where I guess you're shooting for upside there too, but I love having that 4 in him.
Gaddis, start at flex. DeAndre Swift or ETN? It's pretty easily ETN for me.
Yep. I don't like Swift as much, especially because I watch him all the time with the Bears. So give me ETN.
Let's see. Frank Gore is one of my favorite players of all time. Love Frank Gore. What a grinder. That guy also tore his ACL in college at Miami, and he had a great long career with the torn ACL. So Frank Gore played 16 seasons. That's insane. And he was so good at the end, too. Now, it wasn't pretty, but he was so reliable and consistent. I loved it. I have BTJ, T. Higgins, and Derrick Henry. Am I cooked? No, because if you're 0-5, maybe. But if you're 2-3, those guys will pop. T. Higgins, maybe.
Might be 0-5.
Maybe. I have confidence in all those guys the rest of the season. Ron Dane, dude. Ron Dane, Wisconsin. Went to Wisconsin. Played college ball at Wisconsin, and he was 250 pounds. That dude was awesome. I prefer Brandon Jacobs as my big bruising back. That guy had a fucking amazing year. Who was the fattest guy that was Eddie Lacy? Remember Eddie Lacy was a top 6 pick, probably before your time, Chaz, but he was a top 6 pick in fantasy, and he just came and he looked like Jerome Bettis looks now. And this is when he was 25 years old. What a bum. Say you were a really tight spot. Oh God. He's still doing it. Where is he at?
I thought he might have been paying homage to him, but maybe he is back.
Yeah, he can still watch. I'm not banning him. I'm just hiding his comments. I think that works. I'm still kind of Amish, so should we answer his question? Would I consider starting Josh Downs over Derrick Henry? He's been getting a good snap share. F yourself. Quentin Johnson or Montgomery for the flex? Is Quentin Johnson in a full PPR and Montgomery in a half? Is that the answer?
Yeah, because QJ is going to get you PPR grade points, but then in half-point PPR, Montgomery's at grade 4.
G. Allen in the chat. What's going on, G. Allen? Waller or Myers, Chaz, in the flex? We'll call this full PPR.
I'm going to go Myers then, full PPR.
Yeah.
I
I low-key love Myers this week. Bowers has pretty much all but been ruled out, and Myers has been struggling. That's going to probably be one of my bets for beating the odds. I'm projecting. I'm going to see what I have it at. I think it's going to be at 51, I think I have written down here. That's what I like to do is kind of project, what it would be. I have written down here 50.5. So if it's anything around there, I'm betting that for sure. And I know it sucks. It's a bet on Geno as well, but it also could be a bet on them getting their brains beaten in and throwing fucking 50 times. And if Kenny Pickett comes in, who's he going to look for? Fucking Jacoby Myers, man.
Yep.
Offered Carter for Rico. I prefer Rico. I know Carter has a shelf life, right? And Rico seems like he's going to be involved even when Chuba comes back. Now, you're going to get more weeks out of Rico, most likely, as the starting back, because Chuba's only missing probably this week and maybe one more. He might even be back this week. I don't think so. When do you think Chuba's coming back?
I don't know. Maybe in the next couple of weeks. I wouldn't say I'm fully informed on the Chuba Hubbard, so I couldn't really give you a totally informed answer. But, I mean, Rico looked amazing, and so that's something I'd definitely be scared of looking into the future.
Oh, we got Sam in here. He's still in St. Charles. Wrigleyville will be – that's a Thursday. The game's going on. It won't be too – oh, the game the Cubs. The Cubs win today?
Yeah,
the Cubs win?
They're playing tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, you can't go down there.
It's going to be it'll be a rough one.
The best way to get there, though, is Geneva train station. That will take you right into the loop there downtown. But it's going to be a madhouse. I would not go down there.
Yeah,
come to Elburn, hang out with me, have a beer. James Bond, we got 007 in here. Sup, boys? Would you who would you trade of these three backs? Gibbs, Judkins, Jacobs. Looking for a big dog wide receiver in a package deal. I think Judkins is a guy to trade because there's still a suspension. I feel like his stock is sky high, and I'm not giving up on Jacobs, who's just a fucking top 5 running back, and Gibbs is a top 5 running back. So you can get if you have someone valuing Judkins at top 12, which they probably should because he is that right now, especially in PPR, he's not catching passes. So I'm trading Judkins and trying to get Garrison or someone of that ilk. Chaz would do it for Cortland Sutton, but what do you think?
Maybe.
Is that the right answer?
Yeah. I mean, you're not going to trade Gibbs, and Jacobs is definitely. I would definitely have Jacobs as the second best RB there. Trade the third worst, and go and see if you can get a big dog wide receiver, especially because Judkins is still really good too, and you could definitely get a good wide receiver for him.
Scott says, you think Kelsey's a good start this week? Have Kittle and Bowers both out? I don't think he's necessarily a great start, but he's better than who you're going to get in the wire. And he is, I said this yesterday, he's kind of turning into what Mark Andrews has been the last 2 years, where it's a touchdown-dependent dude. And again, they design plays for him in the goal line. They give him those little shovel passes. He's still probably going to have, what does he have, 2 touchdowns this year? I expect him to have 8 this year. And at tight end position is pretty rough right now. And you have Kittle and Bowers. Try to trade one of those tight ends, though. Like, you don't want to roster all that. It's amazing you have Kelsey, Kittle, and Bowers.
Yeah, that is amazing. You can roster all 3, but try and move off for one of them for someone else. That's great.
Max says, do you guys think Njoku gets traded, or do you think the Browns find a way to get him and Fannin good production? They have to trade him. Like, see what happens the next couple of weeks. But the Browns, like, they're fooling themselves that they think they're competing this year with fucking 2 rookie quarterbacks that aren't even very good. So they could get some value for Njoku. If someone goes down, or even right now, like, Njoku is still a good player at 30 years old. So they're going to trade him, maybe get a 4th-round pick, and then fan into the fucking moon. And it's actually not bad for Njoku because he might go – let's just say, like, Sam Laporta gets hurt. Like, couldn't you see the Lions trading for Njoku? And that's a good spot, something like that. PPR, full PPR flex, Monty, Carter, or Vidal, or DJ Moore. I'm going DJ Moore, baby.
Yeah, as much as I hate to say it, because I've been sitting DJ Moore a lot in my leagues. I would go DJ Moore there. I mean, he's still a really good wide receiver, and we're coming off the bye. I think we're going to need a big game from him in order to win on Monday night.
Sam, beyond the crowds at Wrigleyville bars, you're paying $12, $14 a beer out there. Now, if you're trying to,
Yeah.
there's still some chicks in St. Charles. Like, now there's gonna be a lot of chicks in Chicago, but like just the trip there, the headache, the prices, the crowds. Give me St. Charles bars, or even go to Geneva. Dude, Geneva's a little more low key. Big fan of Geneva, and there's some good food there too. If Judkins goes down, do we talk to Samson? Yeah, and I want to talk to Samson, baby.
I want to talk to Samson. Fly me to the moon like that bitch Alice Cram.
Trey Tucker, Franklin, or Bourne? It is Franklin, baby. I read the stats yesterday that wide receiver twos on their own team against the Jets are averaging. They're either getting 60 yards or a touchdown every game so far against the Jets, and Franklin is exactly fits that bill, baby.
That's a great stat I didn't actually know about. So yeah, I'd much rather go Franklin on that.
Josh Matson, you know Josh Matson, handsome
Yes,
gentleman
Yes,
club. We both worked with him. Start Wilson or Sutton this week. I think I have an idea who Chaz is going with. Same game, by the way. It's a London game.
Well, it's actually, this is tough because I also love Wilson, but I mean,
just fucking say it.
Okay, give me Sun. I'm the Sun guy. Wilson is great. He's been a top 5 wide receiver all year, but I just saw someone in the chat. If you can start both. But if you can't, give me Sun. But honestly, I would not be mad if you did start Wilson.
The matchup against Surtain, like as much as we talk about the Sauce Gardner matchup, Surtain is actually the best corner in the NFL. I think at best, Sauce Gardner's top 5. So that's a problem. But I feel like Wilson's definitely getting more targets, but Sutton's going to catch a touchdown. That's the difference. So start them both, I think. Jonathan, you did say JCM time, and now this is like fully on JCM time because he was already, I said it last week, he was the number one. It was a limited sample, but number one in PFF rushing grade going into week 5. And now we got the efficiency, the eye test, and now the volume where Chris Rodriguez was kind of taken to the side there a little bit, and McNichols sucks. So JCM, he just needs about a 50% snap share to be like an RB2. Would you agree?
Yeah, I would definitely agree. And honestly, that Bears defense, like rushing wise, 2 running backs has been giving up a lot of points. So especially this week, I think he's in line for something decent.
Full PPR flex Rico, Pittman, DJ Moore, Carter, or Haskins. It's pretty much Rico over almost anyone this week. Great matchup, all the work in the world. If Chuba's back, it's Pittman.
Yeah,
or Carter.
Could not have said it better. I wouldn't go Carter. I'd much rather go Pittman if Chuba's back.
Wandale, K9, McLaurin, or Ridley, flex full PPR. I don't think McLaurin's playing, man. It seems like a 50-50 shot. Even if he does, I don't think I want to trust him his first week back. So we'll take him off there. Wandale's tempting because it's Thursday night sucks, but like he's tempting with no Darius Slayton there. That is tempting. I think Dart's going to attempt passes in this game, like more than he has. So, man, I think K9's the obvious answer, but I want to go Wandale, but I think I'm going to go K9.
Yeah, I'm gonna go K9 too. I have Wandale. I've been like over the past like 2 weeks, I've been questioning like, do I start Wandale? Do I not? And then I look at his stats when I don't start him, and it's not really that great. So give me K9. Just give me someone with a good floor, because Wandale, you don't really know what's gonna happen out there. If we're to be honest, I understand Slayton's out, but
it's a PPR, so. The Bucs have a really good run D, but the Bucs give up a lot of receptions to running backs, and K9's the guy getting the receptions there. So I wouldn't be surprised if Kenneth Walker had 4 or 5 or 6 catches, which now you mix that with a big run, maybe a touchdown. I know he doesn't get the goal line work. That's why it's K9. Connor, start 2, sit 1. Scatabo, Rico, Cortland, Sutton. Jesus, a lot of Sutton comments. I think they're all trolling fucking Chaz over here.
They love Sutton over here. Everyone has Sutton.
Here's the worry, though, is if you sit Scatabo and then Chuba's ruled in and plays, and then you made a mistake. But I would gamble on that. I don't think Chuba plays. It's Rico and Sutton.
I definitely agree with that. Definitely Sutton. And then I don't think we'd get any information tomorrow about Chuba. So yeah, but I would still go Rico if anything.
Brian says, I have Derrick Henry, T. Higgins, and BTJ. Am I cooked? Hampton is out. I also don't know who to start between Dowdle, Haskins, and Harvey. It's Dowdle. You have Dowdle. You start Dowdle. I would start Dowdle over Henry, bro. Or Higgins. I'd probably Dowdle and BTJ. Ryan goes to Wrigleyville to blow dudes. Yes, we've all established that one, Ryan. I do the same. I think there was a glory hole time we actually met up. I remember that mouth, baby. So the chicks are the other coworkers, not worried about that front. Oh, then yeah, fuck that. We just want to experience Chicago and expense some drinks. Oh, you get it paid. Now, if that's the case, take them to Chicago. See, now you're giving me the full picture, baby. You take them to Chicago, train ride back. You get the experience. It is a nice train ride back. It's a nice train ride there too in the day. There's some nice sights there. Not near Chicago, but like going from the first 30 minutes, pretty cool. If you want to hop on, actually, I'll give you a tip here. Tomorrow night, my wife's gone. So, I am right by the last stop here, Elburn train station. I am the last stop. It's an hour 40 from Ogilvie. So just keep on passing Geneva. I am literally a 5-minute walk from the train station. Hop over, hang out in my crib. We'll have some beers, talk some football. Let's get it, baby. Ryan says, Chaz, my wife has a huge cans and wants you to motorboat them. She thinks you're cute. Let's go. Chaz thinks you're cute too. She's like, he's so cute. He's always smiling. He's handsome. So
what can I say?
Yeah. Fannin is a gadget player who gained the most yards from scrimmage in college last year. He's going to be Bowers by end of season. He might be better than Bowers as an athlete. Man, that's a little bit extreme, but I love me some Harold Fannin, dude, at a Bowling Green. He was awesome. Just got offered Tet for Bill. He wanted Juckins first. Take Tet for Bill all day. Right now, money, baby. Tet's an alpha receiver, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, did I miss this one? Sorry, I missed a super chat from you, Michael. Ladd, Myers, or Pickens?
Pretty easy.
Pickens, right? Yeah, and if it's full PPR, you could try to get Ladd in your lineup. Sorry, I missed that. I was distracted by some of my awesome comments. Oh, it's because I'm way behind in the chat here on my other screen here. So thank you, Michael. Hey, we're one away from each chugging a beer. One away. Even I'll do it for like a 2. I don't give a fuck. Because I also want to chug a beer. I might do it anyway. But let's see. Just got offered. We got that one. Kevin, we got a couple minutes left here, gentlemen. So flex question. I picked up Ridley and Carter off waivers. I have Pollard there. So should I put one of them in? Also have Warren and Swift and JMO. Who do you want to start? Ridley, Carter, Pollard, Warren, Swift, JMO.
It sounded like you had JMO in the starting lineup. And I wouldn't do that. That's not that. I'll get JMO out of there. Not like drop him or anything, but.
I think we're starting Swift.
Oh no,
sure.
Never mind. You said he has power.
We're starting Swift, Ridley, and Carter. Is that right? Or you don't like Carter? I think Carter's good this week. He's going to have a lot of work.
I'm fine with Carter this week. I'm not a big supporter of that Cardinals offense, but yeah, I like that.
You would like that offense a lot better if they had Cortland Sutton. Old School says, do you think Mason Taylor will be a top 5 tight end? No. So Justin Fields, I said this yesterday, Justin Fields has thrown 73 passes the last 2 weeks. They don't want to play like that. They can't play like that. It won't continue. As long as they'll keep on getting blown out, I think they're going to have closer games, more runs. So Mason Taylor is a borderline streaming option. I'd say he's a streaming option, borderline top 12. Josh, I have JSN, Wilson, Dobbins in the flex with Sutton on the bench. It's hard to bench Dobbins right now in that matchup. You got to get Dobbins, and you got to play JSN. So that's a tough one, man. I think we're just gonna go Sutton. I think we just go with the easy matchup in Sutton. If Wilson burns you, all Wilson's production has been fourth quarter down by 21 points. Like if that doesn't happen, you had 2 bad weeks from Wilson in a row. So give me the set it and forget it guy in Sutton, and also it's Chaz approved. So. What if no Pearsall or Jennings? Still Franklin over Bourne? If there's no Pearsall or Jennings, it's Bourne. It's Bourne.
Yeah. I mean, 10 receptions, 140 yards last week?
Yeah, Ryan, you've seen my picture on the Discord. It is a picture of Tucker Kraft. I am the leader of the Tucker Kraft fan club. So I still want Kraft over Warren. I'm probably in the minority there, but it's Kraft. I almost want Kraft over Trey McBride this week. So
That's a bold
is that
take.
weird?
Just bold. That's
Loopy
bold,
says, is Diggs a sell high, or do you think he maintains this? And Drake said today he's going to try to get him in the end zone. I don't think he maintains this, but I think he maintains top 30, top 25 production.
Yeah, that's what I would. Unless someone's willing to overpay for him because it's a high pricing name, I guess. But I don't know if that happened.
Ryan says Njoku or Theo Johnson full PPR. It's Njoku in full PPR. Like Dylan Gabriel loves him. They only throw to running backs and tight ends, and Judkins isn't a pass catcher. So like Njoku and Fainert are going to get 15 targets in this game combined. If it was half PPR, I'd be more inclined to go Theo Johnson, but it's not.
Right.
Let's see. All right, last couple comments here. I know Chaz is probably super sleepy. This is only 2.5 hours is nothing for me. GL, what's up, guys? My other week flex position: BTJ, Worthy, or McMillan. Man, I think it's McMillan against Dallas, or Brian Thomas.
I like Brian Thomas. I still think. I mean, as you said, T-Law got that confidence. I think BTJ should. I want BTJ to explode this upcoming week. So I'll go BTJ over McMillan.
Bongi says, what do we think Jalen Coker actually does? I think he'll do a poor man's Adam Thielen, which will be, a lot of 4 for 40 games. And I definitely think he benefits Tet. Just because it's another guy out there with Xavier Legette's just not good. He's just not good at football. I had a lot of high hopes for Legette coming out of college at South Carolina. He has not performed. He just is a knucklehead, right? And he may be good down the road, right? Quentin Johnson situation.
That Southern guy. He's that Southern guy who got paid for being a round 2 pick or whatever. But yeah, he's not good.
Ryan says, "How many for you to butt chug?" Man, I know there's an awesome Workaholics episode where it's the frat boy episode where he dips a tampon in like vodka and shoves it up his ass. Gets you really fucked up. A lot. So let's work on the one more super in the next 5 or 10 minutes we have for me to chug this last beer, and then we'll work on that down the road. Mouth, that's a good call, man. Again, here's the QR code. Why do I still have this up here? Here's a QR code right here. If you guys want to join the Patreon, a lot of good shit in there, man. I'll get a graphic up in the future of all the good stuff there. You can play fantasy leagues with us, free merchandise, get access to the Discord. The community is amazing. Also, it is in the description if you want to check it out. I'd appreciate it. I am way off on the chat here. Hold on. A couple more, and then we're out of here. Chaz. Actually, if you want to log off, Chaz, I can finish by myself. I know you're tired.
That's fine. I'll thank you guys for having me. Rob, thank you. Everyone's answer everyone's question that we answered. I hope you guys got some good insight. I love being on here every week this Wednesday night for a couple hours. This is something I love doing. And thank you guys for having me. I'll see you guys next week.
I'm gonna play you off with your clip, the Chaz. Appreciate you, bro. We'll see you next week. We'll text a little bit. We'll talk. I'll send you a shirtless selfie.
Is it the Chad?
Definitely.
It might be the Chad.
It's the Chad. It's the Chad.
Blake, peace, bro. Appreciate you, man. Awesome thumbnails as always. You're the GOAT. Love you, man. Kamara or Warren? The injury's scary, bro, Aaron, but I'm going Kamara if he plays. I think he's due for somewhat of a big game, maybe even a touchdown. So, yeah, give me Kamara. What's going on, Ron? Unfortunately, we're almost 3 hours into this bitch, and I have to get off soon. I got a couple minutes left with you guys. If someone wants to see me chug a beer, we are one super chat away. That could be $1, $2. I win out $1, and I will go get a beer and chug it on screen before I go. I got to walk my dog and do a couple things, probably jerk off. That'll be fun, and then go to sleep. Got 2 shows coming tomorrow, though. I'm going to do a preview show, Thursday night preview. I'm going to put my parlays on here. I'll do a couple parlays. If you're just joining us, the bet of the game tomorrow, Saquon Barkley over 103.5 rushing and receiving yards. 24-11 so far in the year in these prop bets, gentlemen. So get on them now, man. It's not too late. It's only week 6. So start hitting them bets. And so we'll do the preview show at 5 p.m. Central, and then a recap show with Mike Story, my main dude. That'll be about 10:45, usually a half hour after the game finishes. Alex, do I start Miller over Dubs? No, it's Dubs. Romeo Dubs is the number 1 there. If it's standard, still Dubs because he catches touchdowns. Yeah, that's awesome. Any bets for the Colts game? I'm a Colts fan. Let's take a look. I don't think so. I mean, all the lines aren't out. I wait till tomorrow, or I usually Friday to bet these. Colts have, why am I blanking on this right now? Colts have the Cardinals. I'm thinking Tyler Warren's receiving yards is one for sure. That would be the one that I would do. Again, the lines aren't out, so I can't just tell you a bet until I know the lines are. The one guy would say Josh Downs. There it is. Jonathan got it. He got it for the people. Thank you, Jonathan. I got to go grab it from the fridge. So I'm going to play a clip while I grab it, and then we'll get busy here. We'll get busy. What do I got for you guys here? Oh, here we go. This is perfect.
Appreciate it, but I told my wife I wouldn't drink tonight. Besides, I got a big day tomorrow.
It's a big day. You doing what?
Well, actually, pretty nice little Saturday. We're gonna go to Home Depot. Yeah, buy some wallpaper, maybe get some flooring, maybe Bed Bath & Beyond. I don't know. I don't know if we'll have enough time.
Oh God, I love old school. And then I'm gonna pair it with this clip while I pour this. This is Yingling.
You know what? Give me that thing. I'll do one. We gonna do one. We gonna do one.
That's a talented man. That's what I'm talking.
Do it up again. We got it. So good. Once it hits your lips, it's so good.
Here we go, gentlemen. God, I love those clips. I got to let the foam, just so you know, it's not water because I'm not a phony. I'm not a phony baloney. I'll read a couple comments here while I let this settle, and then we're going to be chugging a Yingling. Oh, what do we got? Yeah, I like Brown. I don't think I'm betting it. I'm betting the Barkley one. I'm it in there, but I'm definitely putting A.J. Brown's receiving total in all the parlays. Maybe even an alt total up to 80 yards. I would definitely trade Golden to get Terry. Terry McLaurin's a buy low right now, gentlemen. We're looking at the offense coming around. Debo is an injury risk. Terry McLaurin's still that dude. Jaden Daniels is fine. Like, if you can get him for, Matthew Golden especially, but yeah, Jay Money, you're sticking with Stafford, baby, especially this week. JT for a touchdown. I like that for sure. It's probably minus 140 though. Ron, Josh Downs. I was actually looking at his line. I don't know if that's a troll or not with the history we've had in the show tonight. Yeah, Josh Downs. It was one of the I put a couple sprinkles on his line. I actually started Josh Downs last week in a couple leagues. Anyone you would trade up for QJ? You should have traded QJ last week was the time, but just see what you can get, man. Trying to find a needy receiver team. Yeah. Yeah, let's go, man. What do you like more, Barkley over 16.5 receiving yards or his 108? Well, now it's 108, unfortunately. Again, that's why I posted in the Discord last night when I bet it. It was 106 on DraftKings when I bet it was 103.5, 103 on Bet365. I like his, if you're going to do that, I'd rather bet his rushing total. His rushing total is like 86. Usually what they do, if it's 86 rushing yards and you're looking at like 16 receiving yards, they add another 5 yards because you're getting both of them. I like his rushing yards more, but I just thought 103 is nice. So I still like 108.5. I think if you wait now, it will go down. So don't bet it at 108. Wait till tomorrow. It'll go down to 106. Devontae Vertati. CK, it's not great. I don't like it, but they have a really nice promo where it's I'll tell you that and I'll chug this one. It's if you bet $5, you get $200 in bonus bets, which is essentially $100 cash. So I just do all the promos, bro, and then just get out of them. And then what's funny is I did that, and I bet the Marvin Harrison loss. Remember that rough loss I had where he had that 2 drops? I lost all my money on that, all the free bets, because I bet like 150 on it. And then a week later, I signed my wife up for it, and they gave me if you deposit 100, you get 200 free. So I did that, and then no, that wasn't actually what happened. Sorry. What happened was they gave me a free $10 bet to keep me playing, and I put it on Jake Tunge's first touchdown score, 20-1. So then I got $200 back again. So now I'm betting on it again. I don't mind it. I just bet on whatever. DraftKings is probably the best for me in Illinois. I'm like a premium member because I bet 300K on there, so I don't have to pay the fee. They charge you fucking 50 cents a bet in Illinois, which is stupid. So I like FanDuel. I just do whatever I get a deal on, and then I just bet like the boosts and shit. Here we go. Well earned. I just check out the promos, man. Whatever site has promos. Did I CK, or was that the $1,600 one? Oh no, I did show you the screenshot of the Tungus one. Yeah, that was a free bet. I actually, funny thing is, I deleted the app because I had $0 in it. I didn't really like the format. And then my wife had it. She's like, "Oh, I got a free $10 bet," and like she still had money in her account. So I clicked on it. I had a free $10 bet. I wouldn't have bet it. So love that. Hard Rock's okay. I think Bet ESPN's my least favorite. I've had them all. I just get whatever promo they give me, and then I just go back to DraftKings. DraftKings gives me a bunch of perks. Again, when you bet $300,000 on a site, what's funny is my DraftKings, I am only down $1,000 on DraftKings. I bet 300K. FanDuel, I'm up like $3,000, and I bet like 80K. So since this shit's been legal, I am just a degenerate. Again, I'm not really. I lose money on other sports. Football, I do well on. The problem is I end up just betting too much. Like if I just stick to my plays that I put on air, right, that I'm really confident in, I'd be killing it. But I like to just sprinkle shit in, touchdown scores. I don't have any yet. Again, tomorrow at 5 p.m., I am going to be posting those. I don't know if you're in the Discord, Alex, but I post all my bets right when I make them. So that way, if you had that, you wouldn't have to bet Barkley at 108. You get him at 103. So that's a perk of the Discord. Beyond that, the community, these guys are amazing. CK, Mouse South, fucking Mark, Blake, there's 35 of us in that Discord, and it's a fucking great community. I can't thank you guys enough. Yeah, Eagles O-line's hurt. Tough matchup. Jay, I do. I played fantasy basketball. That's actually my favorite form of fantasy. I played fantasy basketball from 2010 till last year. Last year was my last year. I had to stop my league. It was just, I did really well in it. It's just a lot of work. And the problem is it starts earlier now, so it bleeds into half the NFL season. I do bet a lot of NBA props. So I'm going to wait till the NFL season's over, at least fantasy season's over. Then I'll still be doing stuff for like playoff bets and shit like that. We're going to do a fantasy playoff league for those of you that get on the Patreon. Really fun format. If there's enough people that get in, I'll give away a free entry. Either way, I'll play against me in story. And then, once normal NFL fantasy is over, I'm going to have my buddy on here 3 nights a week who has won multiple 100,000 entry tournaments. Like he's won 800,000 and like $600,000 on one giant tournament. This dude's a G when it comes to, daily NBA. And then obviously that transfers over to player props. So we're doing 3 shows a week on NBA player props. I'll post a few of mine too, but like, I'm just going to kind of take whatever he bets, because that guy's a fucking genius. He's a male nurse too. But he could probably afford just to live on gambling for NBA, because he knows that shit. Like it's awesome. Like he hours a day. Wesley says, buy low on Derrick Henry. Is the king cooked? No, he looks fine. So he looks fine. You say you got offered Warren and Dubs for Henry? No, don't do that. Do not. Derrick Henry, this week's rough. This week's probably rough. They're going to try to give him a lot of work. Week 7's a bye. Then you get the team healthy. The defense will get a little better. Lamar will be back. They'll be hungry. Their schedule is so fucking soft, bro. Take a look at their schedule. It is such a soft schedule. He's going to be back to a top 7 running back in half PPR, maybe top 5 by the end of the year. He won't finish at that, but like going forward from week 8 on, he'll be a top 5 play. Now, PPR, not as much. He'll be a top 10 PPR running back. Hell yeah, Mouth. Again, Downtown Sports. Check it out. Post it in the Discord like you do for all the fine folks. Great show. Mouth's great. So, Mark Sanchez. Yeah, we didn't even cover the Mark Sanchez shit. I don't know a lot of the details about it. I know it's not good for him. Like he assaulted like an older dude or some shit. Is that right? You didn't hear about Mark Sanchez? So it's kind of been nuts. So he was in Indianapolis to announce the Indy game last week, and like it came out that he got stabbed. He was in the hospital. That was on Friday night. By Saturday, it came out that he was arrested in the hospital because he assaulted some dude, broke into his car. I don't know all the details yet, but like he has multiple felonies coming his way. He's definitely going to get fired. So he gets stabbed and he gets arrested. Just a bad weekend for Mark Sanchez. Sorry, Mark. And I actually didn't mind. I like Mark Sanchez as a broadcaster. I think he was pretty good. I think the problem is you could say he's lying, but like there's footage of it. There's like the street cam of it. So it's like documented that it happened. So yeah, he broke into a truck when he was drunk. Xavier, I have Cook, Monty, Rashad White, also have Jamar, CD, Collins, and Addison. Well, there is the camera. I haven't seen the evidence, so I'm not speaking again. I'm not a lawyer. I don't know a lot about it, so I'm just speculating. But like, I'm just telling you what I've heard from people I respect and trust in terms of the media, that they wouldn't be just like slandering Mark Sanchez for no reason. Xavier says, I have Cook, Monty, and Rashad White, but also have Jamar, CD, Collins, and Addison. Should I try trading for a better running back too? You could probably try to trade Addison right now. He's had 2 nice little games since coming back. So maybe pair Addison and Montgomery for a better running back. Wait 1 more week, though. Wait for one of them to pop. James, there's still a chance. We just don't know. We have had no news, but there's been a precedent for this where they don't say anything and then it happens. Now, it might be next year, right? It might be moved off to next year. It might be this year. He might just take the fact that the Browns, it'd be better for him and the Browns if he took the suspension this year, right? Because we all know the Browns have no chance of winning this year. Next year could be a whole different story. They have 2 first-round picks. Their rookie class looks amazing. Schlesinger, Judkins, Fannin looks good. Like they got a good rookie class, and they have 2 first-rounders next year. They have great draft. It's a good draft next year in general. So if I was the Browns and I was Judkins, would you try to push it off to next year or just take 3 games this year? I think there's like a 33% chance he gets suspended at all, and probably a 25% chance is this year. Now, that's still a chance, though. That's the problem. That's still a possibility. I just love the butt fumble, too. You know what? We always thought the butt fumble would be his worst moment. It looks like it's not his worst moment. So, I think it's still a chance, David. I'm not saying it's a great chance, but like it's still a chance. Damn straight mouth. Let the beast do his work, man. No, you're right, Xavier. There's no proof. Unfortunately, with the Ray Rice and some of the other domestic issues, and specifically, who the hell was it? Specifically, fuck, man. Sorry, the chugging beer killed me. This is can't even talk, man. This is Yingling, dude. Yingling Lager. It's a Philly special. My brother-in-law works for a distributor and brings a bunch of free ones for me. That's how I can afford to chug all these beers, because like I'm getting $2 donations. Eventually, it actually just goes to beer, but I do get a decent amount of it free. I was thinking of Zeke Elliott. So Zeke Elliott's precedent was he did nothing. It was cleared in court. He still got suspended. That's what I'm saying. It won't be many, CK. It'd probably be a 3 or 4 game suspension, and it would probably be appealed down to 2 or 3. But if it was for this year, that could come week 13, 14, something like that. Alex, yeah, I said it earlier in the show, bro. Every wide receiver 2 on the team that has faced the Jets has cleared 60 yards or scored a touchdown, or both, against the Jets. So yes, I do like Franklin this. I'm not a Franklin guy. Like him this week. Hey, thanks, man. Appreciate it. I'm on here 7 nights a week, gentlemen. This is almost a 3-hour stream. I end up being here 3 hours every night because I enjoy the community. You guys are fucking amazing. Love you guys, man. You guys make the show. This is why the show is different, is you guys create the content. I have no notes in front of me. Story, Chaz, all my guests, my 4 guests. We have no notes in front of us. We're just fucking football heads. I have $7,000 invested in fantasy this year, 25 leagues. That's not counting my wife's 11 I manage. I have been doing this for 14 years in terms of playing fantasy at this volume. This is the 4th year of the podcast, 1st year of the live stream. That's why this is getting to you guys, getting out to the people. And that's what we want to do here. So by next year, maybe this year, by next year, I think it's going to be a real fucking thing, like a real thing. Fuck the fantasy footballers. I don't want to say that, but like they're bad. You don't learn anything. You learn anything watching the fantasy footballers? All you hear about is their stupid home league. And they don't know their shit. They really don't. I think they've sold out. I think they've mailed it in. I ain't mailing shit in, baby. Not doing it. Never. Hey, thank you, Bradley, for your kind words. We don't know what Judkins did. There was bruises and marks on his girlfriend or fiance, whatever she was, and she reported him, and I bet he paid her off. Whether he did it or not, that's what happened. So we're still talking Mark Sanchez here. The hat is slick. Just wait for this is the old R2 because the channel was I'm Rob. My buddy who started with me was Rob, so it was Rob squared. R2. Now it's Rob's Roundtable, kind of. Anyways, the new logo on the top right. I'm getting some new hats. Similar color scheme with that logo. Going to be awesome. I just got to make a little bit more money here before I can invest. It's $1,000 for these hats if I get 100 of them because I want to give them away. But once the Patreon starts hitting, I'm going to be giving away free merchandise every month. And I don't want to just – I've already spent a lot in this podcast. I can't just drop 1,000. I do want new hats, though. I'm down to my last 2, and they're dirty. I bought 100 of these back in the day. I gave them away to all my friends. Oh, thank you, Xavier. Appreciate you, brother. But yeah, we're gonna have hats. We're gonna have a bunch of shit, hoodies once it hits. We got the Josh Downs broke into a truck, got stabbed, and I was blaming Mark Sanchez. Jesus. Oh man. This is fun. Anyways, thanks, Brad. Again, 7 nights a week, man. Again, the Discord's awesome. At this point, I only kept the Discord. I started it when the live stream started about a month ago, and all the original OGs from this, you're talking about Mouth and some of these other guys, they're in the Discord. If you want to get in it, go to Patreon. It's linked in the description, and also the QR code right here. The lowest tier, the second lowest tier, it's like $5 a month. You get that and some other perks. Goes all the way up. If you want to support the channel and make this a real fucking thing, which it's already getting this thing. This community, these guys are fucking awesome. It's positive outside the Josh Downs talk. No offense to you, buddy. Get a life. Other than that, though, it's super positive. It's super knowledgeable. We all want to get better. And again, if you like betting, 24-11 this year. I think going into the year, the last 3, I was 64% on prop bets. And this year's even better. So we're hitting, baby. We're hitting. Legit, the court said he couldn't find it. Yeah. No, I know. I'm just telling you, the NFL does not, they don't fuck around with domestic shit. I hope he doesn't get suspended because Judkins looks like he already got his name dragged through the mud. And I'm not a defender. I want to always give the victims the benefit of the doubt, but not like the woke culture. These are rich NFL players and celebrities. Usually they're targets. They get targeted for people to take their money. So I don't like to always just be like, oh, the victim's right. In this case, Judkins is probably right. But the NFL, he got past it. They might still slap with a suspension. That's all I'm saying. What's the Breece Hall news, Josh? James, that he's going to be traded? That's been on there for a while. What's the news? Yeah, Bradley, you get my picks. I mean, you can watch the shows. I do release videos. Beating the Odds is the show I do. It's just a video I release. That is Friday nights that I release, but I place the bets on Thursday. So sometimes the lines will move. Usually I'm on the right side of them. So if I bet a guy, Cortland Sutton, 62 yards, it'll usually be up by 65, which isn't terrible, but you will lose a bet or two because the difference. So if you want to get in if you want to get the Patreon to get the Discord, you'll get the second I bet them, I post them, baby. So what is, you're not a bot, bro. Appreciate you. Usually the victim is right, so we got to tread carefully on this shit. But No, Breece Hall will probably get traded. They're 0-4, bro, and they're probably losing this week to Denver. Why would they keep Breece Hall? They're not re-signing Breece Hall. They've already made that abundantly clear. And Braylon Allen's hurt, but Isaiah Davis is fine. I have Isaiah Davis in like 12 leagues stashed because I think he's a playable dude because they don't like to give Breece Hall more than 65% of the snaps. So he is a playable dude, and there's a chance Breece Hall gets hurt. A chance he gets traded. There's a chance he gets shut down. Braylon Allen's probably out for the year. It's 8 to 12 weeks. Braylon Allen's a 21-year-old running back who they love. Why the hell would they bring back Braylon Allen week 15? Doesn't make any sense. So Isaiah Davis, baby. Yes, you're correct, Bradley. In the eyes of the law, which I'm not really a big fan of. Look at James Franco. James Franco's career is over. All he did was whip out his dick on a date. If you're on a date with James Franco, handsome, celebrity, Hollywood dude, you're probably going to bang him. This isn't a Mike Tyson situation, but like, big deal. He whipped out his dick. It'd be like me. I don't say this from the sexist point of view here, or like in terms of changing the sexes. If I go on a date with a chick and she whips out her titties, I'm like ecstatic. Like, I know a titty's not a dick, but come on, man. Like, ooh, she whipped out her titty. He whipped out his dick. Big deal. It's not rape or anything. Like, I don't know. Oh, KC is probably the best real life destination, Jonathan, but like they don't ever play more than 70% of the snaps. That's my concern. I think the spot is a competitive team when the running back goes down and they have no backup. That's probably the best spot. KC would be a lateral move. He'd have more efficiency, but he wouldn't have as much volume. The Bears, if DeAndre Swift went down, or they traded Swift for Breece Hall, that's a spot. Maybe the Vikings, if they say fuck Jordan Mason and his fumbles and Aaron Jones is old. Debo Hall for London. I don't know. In a 10-teamer for sure. I want the best player in the deal. In a 12-teamer, it's a wash. Hey, being sober ain't being a nerd, man. You got to do what you got to do. I respect it. Alex, who do I drop for Davis? Algier, Corum, Miller, Ayuk, or Dubs? It's Ayuk. Ayuk's probably not coming back till week 12. Yeah, Washington's a good destination. Unfortunately, JCM just looks so good. I wouldn't like that for him. Yeah, it's Saquon Barkley, but now it's up to 108 yards total. I had 103 yards. That's the bet I have in. And then I have Justin Fields over 30. It's 34.5. It's 34.5 or 36, and it's super low. Let me double check that for you. 36.5 for Fields, and I'm laddering that all the way up, baby. They're going to trade a couple. Njoku for sure. I think Njoku for sure. So it's Rob, by the way, Bradley. But you can call me Ron Burgundy. I'm betting on Saquon. Total yards. It's I bet 103.5. You're getting a day late, so it's 108 right now. It went up 5 yards. I would wait till game time. That'll probably go down to 106. Total yards, receiving and rushing. CK, shout out CK. Sober. You smoke bud, CK? Bashard's getting a shot a little bit. He's never going to be a full-time player, Jay, but like he could be a poor man's Jerick McKinnon in this offense. Bro, one guy in my league traded Rashee Rice for Tet and Ayuk. That's a bad trade. So essentially, you traded Rashee Rice for Tet because Ayuk is a nothing. That's bad. That's bad. I hate getting pressured. All right, gentlemen, I got to take off. It's been over 3 hours again. Enjoyed the time. You guys are awesome. Thank you for all that sub. Thank you to all that super chatted and donated. Really appreciate you guys. If you want to check out the Patreon, if you want to get in the Discord, a lot of good shit. We're also going to do the fantasy football leagues going forward, fantasy playoffs. If you want to be a guest in the show, that's one of the perks. You want to come on the show, easy as hell. I send you an email. If you have decent internet, good laptop, boom, you get in the show. You know, could have a guest night, some shit like that. So a lot of good shit in there, free merch. Either way, also just, hang out. Xavier, appreciate you. Bradley, appreciate you. Ron, this is still the Josh Downs guy. Don't appreciate you. I blocked you 4 times. Just please don't fill up the chat. The chat has enough going on besides you saying Josh Downs. I'm a nice dude, but like, please stop. You know, if you want to come back and actually, I'm a guy that gives second, third, fourth chances. If you want to come back and actually have serious conversations with us, and you can be wacky, right? There's some like funny comments that are jokes. That's fine. Your comments are just stupid. They're stupid, and you're stupid. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be a dick, but like you're being a dick to me and everyone in this chat. You're disrespecting people here. I don't like that. Not on board. So you know what? Screw off. I'm gonna block you real quick before I get done with this because you can go fuck yourself, bro. Yeah, you're out of here. You're out of here. Get out of here, bro. All right, I'm gonna play you out with a clip, and then I'll send you my last messages that are always very positive. That got me worked up. I apologize. I hate when people make me seem ugly, but that guy's a fucking piece of shit. Is that nicely said?
You asked to see me. I made your Cajun chicken niblets.
No. You made my year. You have a gift. And a super dope hat. This is cool. All right, boys. Let's go!
Did he get in here with another fucking name? What a fucking homo, bro. What's up, Cheerio? Sorry if you just joined. I know you were in here before. Anyway, screw that guy. But Alex, anyone else I think will be traded? Off the top of my head, I've had a lot of beers, so I can't speak on that right now. Tomorrow we can do a trade thing or something like that. We'll figure that out. Anyways, appreciate all you guys. Super fun chat, super fun show. Over 3 hours again. I'm a psycho, but I love it. Alvin Kamara for sure. CK, thank you for bailing me out there. Yeah, the Mouse says the Downs bots are multiplying. It's like, remember that old Simpsons episode, the Treehouse of Horror, where like fucking Homer clones himself, and there's all the Homers, and they like lead him off a cliff with donuts. Like that's what we need. Well, thank you, Bradley. I've had about 12. I'm a tank. I'm Frank the Tank, right? Anyways, stay positive. Love your life. Be respectful. This moment's a gift. That's why it's called the present, baby. I will see you guys tomorrow. Signing off. Appreciate all you guys. Have a good night. Sleep well. Say I love you to your loved ones. Give them hugs. Also, maybe masturbate. I like that too.